you want? Tell me what you want. Tell me what you want. What you want? What you want?
มาเพื่อนสวัสดีนะครับสวัสดีนะครับสวัสดีสวัสดี
Safaris and Embodge coming in place of them for Arsenal. 4 changes from the team that beat Burnley 2-0 in the Premier League. Outcome Calafiore, Zubimedi, Eze and Gyökeres with Hincapié, Norgard, Wanieri and Marino all replacing them for them. So the full lineups are as follows. It's Barkovic in goal for the home team. A back three of Vilcek, Jelupek and Zima. Midfield four of Moses, Safaris.
มาครับเพื่อนๆสวัสดีนะครับก็อาร์เซนอลนะครับเจอไปเยือนนะครับซาลาเวียพาร์คนะเพื่อนไปเยือนซาลาเวียพาร์คใครเข้ามาแล้วนะครับฝากกดไลค์กดแชร์ฝากกดติดตามให้ด้วยนะครับเพื่อนๆก็ผมก็ก่อนหน้านี้ก็เกเรมาเยอะนะครับตอนนี้เดี๋ยวจะกลับมาดูบอลอีกครั้งเพื่อนๆจะเป่าจริงครั้งแล้วไม่เล่นละ
coming in place of them for Arsenal. 4 changes from the team that beat Burnley 2-0 in the Premier League. Outcome Calafiore, Zubimedi, Eze and Gyökeres with Hincapié, Norgard, Wanieri and Marino all replacing.
มาเพื่อนสวัสดีนะครับใครเข้ามาแล้วฝากกดไลค์กดแชร์ฝากกดติดตามให้ด้วยนะครับเพื่อน
Midfield four of Moses, Safaris, Sadalek and Embodge with a front three of Sanyang, Chori and Probod. For Arsenal, it's Raya in goal, the back four of Timber, Saliba, Gabriel and Hincapié. Midfield three is Rice, Norgard and Wanieri with Saka and Trossard either side of Marino who starts up front. It's an 8 PM kickoff for Slavia Prague against Arsenal. Not long now until kickoff at the Fortuna Arena for this Champions League clash between Slavia Prague and Arsenal.
มาเดี๋ยวเรามาดูรายชื่อ11ผู้เล่นตัวจริงกันก่อนนะเพื่อนก็อาร์เซนอลนะครับเพื่อนๆมาในแผน 4-3-3 แล้ววันนี้ประตูเป็นลาย่านะครับก็กองหลัง4คนนะครับมีทิมเบอร์ซาลิบากาเบียลแล้วก็ไออ่านว่าอีคาปิเย่อีคาปิเย่นะครับเพื่อนๆแล้วก็กองกลาง3คนนะครับมีนาวาเนลี่ครับนอกาดเดแคนไลท์ตัวลุกนะวันนี้ใช้ซาก้ามิเกลโมริโนแล้วก็ทอสซาร์นะตัวสำรองนะครับก็มีอย่างประตูนะทอมมี่เซตฟอร์ดแล้วก็เบนไวท์มอสเกล่าลูอิสเกลี่คาราฟิโอลี่เอเซ่แม็กนอร์แมนแล้วก็แองเดสอาร์โนแล้วก็คาร์ลอสเซนเกเอจูเนียนะครับเพื่อน ตัวของซาลาเวปาร์กก็วันนี้มาในแผน 3-4-3 พูดตามตรงก็ไม่รู้จักใครเลยนะก็ขออภัยด้วยนะครับเพื่อนนะก็เข้ามาแล้วฝากกดไลค์กดแชร์ฝากกดติดตามให้ด้วยนะครับเพื่อนเอาแล้วเพื่อนมาแล้วมาเราดูบอลกันวันนี้ตัวเจ็บอย่างของเรานะครับตัวเจ็บเยอะมากแล้วเป็นตัวจริงทุกคนเลยนะมีเกปานะครับมีเหมือนมีธุระด่วนนะโอเดการ์ดนะครับชูเมนเมนดี้ติดโทษแบนนะครับกาเบรียลเจซุสกาเบรียลมาเตเนลลี่ไคฮาวเวิร์ดมาดูเอเก้แล้วก็ยูเคเลสนะครับเจ็บเหมือนกันแต่เจ็บไม่หนักนะเพื่อนๆน่าจะกลับมาในช่วงหลังเบรกทีมชาติดีเหมือนกันจะได้ไม่ต้องไปเบรกทีมชาตินะพักผ่อนอ่ะเดี๋ยวรอสักแป๊บนึงนะครับเพื่อนๆบอลใกล้จะมาแล้วตอนนี้อาร์เซนอลเราอยู่ที่4นะเพื่อนๆมี9คะแนนนะครับเพื่อนไม่แพ้ใครเลยแล้วก็ยังไม่เสียประตูเลยนะเพื่อนนี่ครับเพื่อนๆเปเชบาเยิร์นอินเตอร์อาร์เซนอลเรอัลมาดริดนะชนะทั้งไอ้นี่เลยครับเนี่ยครับเพื่อนๆบอลมาแล้วไปแล้วเริ่มแล้วไปลุยอาร์เซนอลเราลุยสู้ๆวันนี้เราตัวสำรองค่อนข้างเยอะเราแต่ก็ดีเหมือนกันเพื่อนๆได้พักตัวด้วยแล้วก็ทีมไม่ได้หนักมากนะเพื่อนทีมจากเช็คนะเพื่อนอาจจะอยู่ที่1นะเพื่อนยังอยู่ซาลาเวียปาร์กกับสปาร์ตาปาร์คเนี่ยฮะเนี่ยนอกาดมาเอาเว้ยสู้ๆเว้ยพวกเราสู้นอกาดทุ่มไปแล้วเอ้าเกียร์ได้ครับ นอกาดหนุนไปแล้วซาก้าไม่ได้ครับยิงเลยเฮ้ยเกือบเข้าโอ้โหใครวะลูกยิงใครวะสัตว์ยิงยังสวยโอ้โหเพื่อนเป็นกาเบียลเหรอโอ้โหเพื่อนทั้งมงทั้งยิงเอาหมดอ่ะเพื่อนโอ้โหไม่ตรงกรอบตรงกรอบนะเผื่อมีหายอ่ะ
Yeah, I mean they've looked unstoppable, haven't they? Arsenal, it's unbelievable. It's 702 minutes since they last conceded a goal.
ไปครับมาแล้วยิงโอ้โหเกือบโดนเราต้องดึงสถิติที่ไม่เสียประตูไว้สิอาร์เซนอลเราเบอร์17นะเพื่อนกับการทีมยิง
Maybe a little bit boring of Arsenal this season, given how dominant they have been, and the way that they score their goals as well from set pieces. But they look like a side that's going to win something, don't they? I mean, you don't concede that few goals and not win something. We saw it in the Championship last season.
ระยะเปิดขึ้นมาเอาสวยครับทอสซาไปทอสซาไปทอสซาหลบแล้วหลบไปหนึ่งเอายังไงส่งดิเอาแล้วอีคาปิเย่โอ้โหแรงไปหน่อยให้อีคาปิเย่ทอสซามีจังหวะเกือบได้
having chances fairly end to end, so we're only in the opening stages of the match, but it does remain goalless. Gabriel with that early volley for Arsenal, followed by a shot from Provod. It's a bit of a tight angle, just dragging his shot wide in the end. Not really any work for David Raya to do, but that just does give me the chance to go through the lineups with you. For the home team, it's two changes from the side that beat Barak 2-0 in the Czech First Division. It's Markovic, Vilcek, Chelupek and Zima. Moses, Zafiri, Sadilek and Bodji in the midfield with Sanyang and Provod either side of Chori, who starts up front for Arsenal. 4 changes from the team that beat Burnley. It's Raya in goal, back for his Timber, and Capier. It's in the midfield three of Munieri, Morgan Rice, with Trossard and Saka either side of Marino.
เข้ามาแล้วฝากกดไลค์กดแชร์ฝากกดติดตามให้ด้วยนะครับเพื่อน
technical area barking instructions out at his players. Arsenal absolutely effective so far in the Champions League, currently 4th in the table before kick-off, conceding a goal of course, and don't really look like they're going to do that so far going into the games that they've had. Can they do the same against the Slavia Prague team that has struggled so far in the division?
มีใครวะ
scored 2 goals in the Champions League.
นึกว่าซูเชก
ชื่อ after kick-off. Gabriel going down there winning his side a free kick just halfway inside his own half, but for Slavia Prague here
ผลักเลย
limit this Arsenal team and
โชลี่เชี่ยไม่เงยเบอร์ศูนย์หน้าพี่เพื่อนๆตัวโคตรใหญ่เลยอ่ะโอ้โหสูงเท่าไหร่วะน่ะเพื่อนโชมัสโชลี่สูงโอ้โหเกือบ2 เมตรเพื่อน198 เซนโอ้โหยังสูงอ่ะกองหน้าของสลาเวปาร์คโอ้ดูดิชนแข่งโป๊กอยู่แล้วไม่ต้องห่วงหรอกดูทรงอ่ะเพื่อนๆโอ้เบอร์25แข่งโป๊กเลยอ่ะนะครับซาลิบาได้บอลซาลิบาโอเคได้อยู่ซาลิบาหัวขึ้นหน้าเลยเอามาอีกแล้วสลาเวปาร์คไปแล้วโชลี่เปิดเข้าไปเอาได้ไหมครับยังได้อยู่เอามอดโอ้โหโมเสสเอาไงครับได้ไหมเปิดเข้าไปใจเย็นเหี้ยเกือบแล้วยิงอีกปัดล้ำหน้าโอ้โหโชลี่ยิงดีล้ำหน้าโอ้โหเกือบไปแล้วไงเซนอลกูซาลาเวปามันเพสว่ะเพสสู้ว่ะโอ้แต่พลิกยิงดีแล้วเพื่อนเชื่อน่ะเสียจังหวะหลักไม่ดีแล้วอ่ะไอโชลี่อ่ะ
Yeah, they certainly did. It's a massive figure up front, doesn't it, as well? Shari looks like he could be a bit of a handful for those Arsenal defenders for the rest of this game. This match, of course, not the only 5:40 p.m. kickoff taking place in the Champions League. There's also the matter of Napoli against Frankfurt taking place. That's also available on our service. Still goalless there as well after 6 minutes. Here comes Slavia down the right as well. Now it's a bit of a mistimed pass in the end towards Moses. Just comes off the back of his feet. Nothing he can really do about
เฮ้ย
it.
มันบี้อาร์เซนอลเหมือนกันเพื่อน
Get the throw in.
สลับไปปาร์ค
Mikel Arteta.
เพจอาร์เซนอลตั้งเกมไม่ติดเหมือนกันช่วง6 นาทีแรกครับอีคาปิเย่
Fantastic volley from the edge of the area. It's Slavia Prague who've stepped onto the gas the most. As the ball round the corner from Moses might reach Chong.
อ้าวเฮ้ย
Just play Sanyang in. Arsenal looking a little bit exposed here before he eventually loses out to Timber. They'll play it across the back line before Gabriel's
นี่
eventually.
ฮะอาร์เซนอลล้วนเหมือนกันเพื่อนๆโอ้โหสลับไปปาร์คเล่นอาร์เซนอลกูล้วนเลยเวน
Left hand side, joined by Mbodji in support. That's a bit of a heavy pass towards his man Provod.
เล่นอาร์เซนอลกูล้วนเลย
Can step in just to dispossess the Slavia Prague captain in the end. But another throw in here for Slavia Prague. In line with the 18-yard box, this time on that far left-hand side. It's going to be Chalapek, one of the other central defenders starting in this game to be taking it. As we mentioned as well about playing these sort of teams in Europe, they always generate quite an intimidating atmosphere. It's just whether Arsenal can manage to quiet them down as quick as possible. In comes the throwing out from Chalupek. It's high up into the air. It's headed away by Saka and Marino. Actually smashes it back downfield. Headed up into the air by Velchek. Another battle there from Sanyang. Wins it. Finds Mbodji as well for the strike from
ยิงโอ้โหอะไรกันเนี่ยอาร์เซนอลกู
Yeah, but it's not been a comfortable
สลับไปปาร์ค
start for Arsenal.
บี้อาร์เซนอลเลยอะ
Back now for the last
แล้วก็
3-4
ช่วง
minutes.
ตี 3นะครับบอลเตะหลายคู่มากนะเพื่อนๆแต่เราจะไลค์คู่ลิเวอร์พูลมาดริดอยากดูเพื่อนจริงๆก็อยากดูเปเช่กับไบเยิร์นนะแต่เราดูนี่ดีกว่าเรอัลมาดริดกับ
Like I say, whenever that
ลิเวอร์พูล
ball
ดีกว่า
goes in the
เพื่อน
area, you fancy them
ช่วงตี 3
just as much as you fancy Arsenal to get on the end of it because they've got, like I say, that the big lad up front causing the centre
เดี๋ยวเราดูอาร์เซนอลเสร็จแล้วเดี๋ยวเราดูนี่กันต่อ
gone long from the goal kick, unable to keep the ball inside the Slavia Prague half. It'll be a really positive start, you would feel, for the home side.
Yeah, it'll take a lot of encouragement.
เพื่อนเข้ามาแล้วฝากกดไลค์กดแชร์ฝากกดติดตามให้ด้วยนะครับเพื่อนๆพี่
Taking this throw for Arsenal just halfway inside his own
ๆครับ
half.
อีคาปิเย่นะครับจะเป็นคนทุ่มอีคาปิเย่ทุ่มไปแล้วทอสซาได้ไหมเนี่ยเพื่อนสลาเวปาแม่งบี้ชิบหายเลยอาร์เซนอลตั้งเกมไม่ติดเลยจ่ายเสียเยอะมาก
Yeah, run up ahead of him.
โอ้โหแล้วโชลี่แม่งแข่งโป๊ก
Moses play it off, play it forward. He's dispossessed Trossard again there, who's struggling to keep hold of the ball here. Early does. Tries to go around the corner. Surely fouled there by Moses. Appeals about it. The Nigerian to the referee. Complaints
สลาเวปาแม่งบี้ชิบหายเลย
The thing about the atmosphere that you mentioned, Josh, as well, it can sometimes have an effect on the officials, and it's not a huge arena, is it? The stadium that they're playing in this evening, the Fortuna Arena, it looks packed to the rafters, and as you said, you could see from behind the Slavia Prague goal, it's absolutely bouncing. Less so at the other end, where Slavia Prague are attacking, which is surprising, but yeah, it can sometimes play an effect on the referees, on the decisions that they make.
Yeah, it certainly can. Arsenal have got to be wary of that going forward. It's Raya smashes it downfield. Just about 9 minutes gone, still goalless in Prague. Back towards the goalkeeper Markovic. Has to send it out first.
ใจเย็นนะใจเย็นนะ
Eventually,
ทายมา
touch to actually keep it in, but surely
โอ้โห
pushes.
ดูดิเพื่อนโชเล่ไอ้เหี้ยแม่งแข่งโป๊กชนแหลกเลยอะ
Ricardo Calafiori started that game against Burnley. Just see the size difference there between
ตัวโคตรใหญ่เลยโชลี่กองหน้าทีมชาติเช็กนะ
In the end, doing a lot of work though so far the Czech striker, number 25 on his back. Chance now for the set piece from Arsenal. No effective they are with these. Rice takes it short this time towards Trossard in the middle. On to Wanyeri, not towards Rice. Arsenal haven't gone direct just yet.
เล่นพูดถึงเล่น
As it stands, bit of a maybe a peculiar one there.
เล่นไอ้นี่ยากเหมือนกันนะเพื่อน
Yeah, I think whatever was planned there hasn't
เอา
exactly
ชิบหายแล้วไงได้แค่ไลท์
has it. The
เสียบอล
Slavia Prague marking is
เอา
brilliant,
แล้วครับ
but
มา
they've-
แล้ว
Oh, so nearly broken
Oh,
away.
oh.
Kept it in play actually.
Yeah, Sanyang almost dribbled it straight out of play before recovering quite
สวย
well.
อีคาปิเย่
Forces in Gapier just to put it out for a throw, and he's quite involved a lot so far early doors. The Ecuadorian fullback, work for him to do on that left-hand side. Sanyang starting on the left, but he's also moving towards the right. We were also discussing before the game whether Provod might be actually starting a bit more towards the 10. He did that in the game against Banik in the Czech First Division. He's popping up in all sorts of positions.
พูดถึงอะ
Gets the long throw in again here.
ไอ้เนี่ยแบบ
Czech this time.
ตัวเช็คเยอะมากเลยเนี่ยเพื่อน
Side of the three-man defence. Takes his time a little bit before throwing it towards the byline. It's away by Gabriel for another throw.
อาร์เซนอลกูโดนกดยับเลยว่ะ
It's where the previous one was taken. 10.5 minutes gone, still goalless between Slavia Prague and Arsenal, but it's the home side asking all the questions at the moment.
อาร์เซนอลเอาหน่อยเว้ย
Between Napoli and
เป็น
Frankfurt.
งั้นแย่นะ
Throwing comes in from Vilcek. Shaw is battling for it once more. Might fall as well there for the number 10 Zaferis. Complete scuffs it shot, gets it completely wrong. Not towards Sangan though, he's just about kept it in, links up with him Bodgit, trying to play the cross in, but Timber's done
ซันยัง
well.
ซันยัง ซันยังก็ดูความเร็วเบอร์11อ่ะเพื่อนเหมือนกองหน้าชาว
Brilliant from the home side. You haven't created a
Senegal.
clear chance, but they've got a few pot shots away at goal, haven't they? 4 shots already. Not threatened Raya just yet. Besides with the
ชาว
one
เซ
that's
นิกัล
already
2 คนเหมือนกัน
ruled
นะเนี่ย
out for offside, but yeah, it'd be a little bit nervy, I think, if you were a travelling Arsenal fan. It'll seem like you were coming into the game expecting a win, maybe a comfortable one, and they still might get that. But it's turned out to be a little bit more difficult than that. It's just a pause in play here for a head injury, just a collision between is it Zima, I think, and Marina.
หัวชนกันครับเพื่อนกองเช็คนี่มีแต่ตัวใหญ่เลยอ่ะอาร์เซนอลนี่น่าจะเล่นลูกเตะมุมเตะลูกโมงยากเหมือนกันนะเพื่อน
For either player. I can get the game back underway, back with Chalipek now has recovered well in the centre, towards Vilcek who's finding a lot of space, making the pitch quite wide out as well at the moment, Slavia Prague, which is helping out. The offside flag being shown against them though, as Gabriel was stepping forward to help out his team. He'll take this free kick now as well, shortly. You can just see it there, it's Chori, isn't it, who just makes the sort of tries to come back in on himself, but it's Gabriel who's playing him off. That one is back up to his feet though. Work for him to do early.
เอาละครับอาร์เซนอลตั้งเกมยากอ่ะซาเวปาร์คก็อยู่ว่าเพื่อนว่าจะบี้ได้นานเท่าไหร่ไงก็ดูว่าจะบี้ได้นานเท่าไหร่แรงมีเยอะขนาดไหนถ้าเล่นขนาดนี้ใช้พลังงานเยอะมากเพื่อนของซาเวปาร์คอ่ะเล่นเพสสูงขนาดเนี้ยเนี่ยจริงๆก็ใช่เว้ยใช้พลังงานเยอะเอาจริงอ่ะสำหรับซาเวปาร์คเล่นบี้ดูดิครับยืนเพส5 คนเลยอ่ะ6 คนอ่ะยืนในเส้นกลางสนามอ่ะที่ผ่านแล้วจะโดนสวนแล้ว
Up against Timber this time. He's got his back towards the Dutchman, holding it up nicely, waiting for his teammates to provide the support. With Sadilek. And Zima over to his left. That's a deep ball that's cut out well by Arsenal. Wanyeri can try and drive forward now. Saka's waiting for it in the middle. Wanyeri's still going good work.
สวยเอา
Finds the Arsenal captain.
ซาก้าช้าแล้ว
Back towards Rice. He's Gapier again. Rice. Central for it once more.
อาร์เซนอลก็เล่นเร็วไม่ได้เหมือนกันอาร์เซนอลอ่ะ
For a moment, Gabriel bringing it up once more. Saliba is across to his right, but he goes for the pass in the middle, showing a foul there, and it's given as well by the Azerbaijan referee this evening, Aliyar Agayev. It was Norgad this time who was fouled, so another set piece opportunity for Arsenal. It's not really one they can maybe score from, but
โดนตัน
absolutely brilliant at it and just takes one in the back in the end from Mbodji.
Yeah, Mbodji just a little bit too close. They've been pressing really high, the Slavia Prague midfield and front line just a little bit too close there. I think he saw that the ball from Gabriel wasn't the best. It wasn't sliding along the ground. It was a little bit bobbly, and we thought he could win it, but just a little bit too overzealous. Hopefully this one's a bit better for Arsenal.
Yeah, nice. This time does go short again, though, towards Timber, not towards Saka. Out on the right hand side. His first time he's going to get a run at Mbodji. In onto his left foot. Cross into the centre is Declan Rice. Slavia Prague just looking fairly organised though at the moment as we approach 15 minutes gone. Still goalless between the two though. There's Rice up towards the edge of the area. Across the Nkapia even. Now Trossard. Nice turn onto his left foot. Cross from deep as well towards the back post is deflected. Eventually Sanyang will get it clear. Trossard with another missed kick, and he might let the man in behind him just run onto it in the end. He's dispossessed as well by Moses, who's got absolutely bags of pace to burn. In the end, we can't keep it in, and once more it is a throw in to Arsenal. Looking quite good on that counter attack at the moment. Slavia Prague, a good bit of pace about them, especially like Moses, Sanyang, as well as we've seen. It's like a good little threat for them.
Yeah, I think it's good shape for Slavia Prague at the moment.
Ah.
You can see that they're.
ดูเลยเพื่อน
I think as the game goes on and if it remains 0-0, Arsenal will just start to dominate possession and probably start to create those chances as well. But Slavia Prague will be happy to try and catch Arsenal on the break. They've got pace in those wide areas plus the big target man to play off as well. It's a side that I've been impressed with so far 16 minutes in.
Yeah, certainly have as well. Don't usually get the chance, of course, to watch Slavia Prague too much. Playing against English opposition always does make it easier. As Arsenal dispossessed again from their own throw-in. Into the middle now and almost a chance for Sadilek to drive down the left. Just doesn't get his feet on it in the end and it goes back towards the Arsenal players. I've certainly seen a lot more possession now, Mikel Arteta's side, but he's not really doing too much with it as it stands. Had 48% of the duels now as well in this one. Just looking to get on possession even more than 56% that they currently have. So Slavia just dealing well with them. Back towards Markovic, the goalkeeper. Cross towards his defensive teammate Chapilek. Goalkeeper on the ball once more with Arsenal. Trying to instigate the press. It's Mourinho doing it all on his own at the moment. For Trossard eventually comes to cover them. They're trying to trap them in that left side of the pitch. It's worked as well before the free kick given. It's Gabriel who's judged to have committed it. The Prague captain Provod is the man who's down. Maybe a soft one?
Yeah, I think a soft one. Gabriel's got the ball for me, or at least got the foot right where the ball's going to before Provod steps in front of him, and he just goes down. And he's claiming he's been hurt on the head there. I think the Prague captain, but couldn't see too much wrong with that from Gabriel's perspective. I think maybe they just want to breathe, and it's exactly what's happening now. With that being said, there's an Arsenal man down as well, so I'm sure both sides will be happy with an opportunity just to speak to their respective managers, take some fluids on board. Couldn't quite catch who it was.
I think it may have been Gabriel actually as a result of his own free kick that was given. So he was straight back up and playing, but then there's another challenge, isn't there, from Vilcek, who goes in maybe just a moment afterwards. Seeing a slow motion replay of it now as he passes it away, maybe just gets caught. It is him down though. It seems like he's getting his head checked out though.
Yeah, well, it wasn't him that had the little flash of head to Marino, wasn't it? So yeah, not too sure where he picked this up from. Gabriel, they'll be hoping, of course, not to lose him, just as he's been at the heart of Arsenal's brilliant defensive record, but he chips in at the other end as well, doesn't it? Sounds weird to say, but as a centre-half, he's got 2 goals and 3 assists, which is more like midfield or striker numbers, but of course it's a set piece, isn't he? He so often wins the first flick, and sometimes that leads to a goal, and sometimes, as you can see from the stats, it also leads to an assist, getting tapped in at the back post. So they'll be hoping that he's okay. Calafiori is on the bench, as is Mosquera. Mosquera had to come on for Arsenal in a game recently when there was an injury at the start. Was it Saliba that was injured, I think? So he'll be used to coming on into the game so early on, but yeah, they'll be hoping not to lose him, especially when Arsenal just started to dominate the ball a little bit. By the looks of it though, it's just a cut on the cheek, so hopefully he'll be okay, the Brazilian.
Yeah, fingers crossed for Arsenal. Quite the season as well so far. 2 goals in all competitions, one of them coming in the Champions League, that one against Atletico Madrid, that thumping 4-0 win at the Emirates. Also managed an assist in that one as well. He's back up to his feet though and just been shown to the sideline, so it looks for all it's worth that he's going to be continuing in this one, thankfully for Mikel Arteta. As Slavia Prague do have this set piece inside their own half. Gabriel is just off the pitch for a moment, playing it forward as well and going direct before Rice picks it up. He finds Marino. Can Arsenal get going on the counter attack here with Wanyama?
ไปสวยไปนะวะ
On that right side, Saka going forward.
เอาละ
Saka making
ซา
the
ก้า
overlapping run. Saka going alone.
ซาก้าไปซาก้ายิงโอ้โหซาก้าต้องอย่างนี้สิวะ
Have it on his left foot. Forces Markovic into a serve.
Yeah, it was from a fair distance, wasn't it? I almost thought he was just going to fake it, Josh, and just take another touch just to get a little bit closer. As the defenders come out to him, I think he feels he has to release, and he does, and it's on target, and it's a little bit of a tester, a little bit of a sighter for the goalkeeper. Markovic not had too much to do just yet, but he's answered that question pretty easily.
Yeah, certainly has. You know how effective Bukayo Saka is on that left foot, and what a tifo we're seeing as well from those Slavia Prague fans behind the goal. He's well known for their fantastic atmospheres and fan displays. Arsenal's set piece eventually just falling short, but they are back on the attack at the moment. Touch there from Marino.
สวยเอา
Well, almost.
โมริโน่
Takes his man
เอา
down
ฟาวล์
in the box as well. So Slavia Prague will will get another free kick just to get themselves out of a bit of trouble. Past the 20-minute mark though in this game. Still goalless between these two sides. Spectacle, isn't it, behind that goal? Always sort of the best part about these Champions League nights, about going to these teams that don't normally face, seeing amazing atmospheres that they put on display. Markovic taking this free kick though, just outside his box. Looks for all it's worth that he's going to go direct with it as well. It's down the right channel. Gabriel loses out. He's back on the pitch so now, to the much relief of the Arsenal fans, to be in that far corner on the other side of the pitch. Those who've made the journey from North London. It's Provod this time who's giving away the set piece though. Arsenal will again just be able to build from the back with Declan Rice. Taking it quickly, he's waiting for the options to show. Eventually finds it in the form of William Saliba. There's nowhere to turn, so has to go back towards Gabriel, who's closer towards the box. Now with Capie. Trossard in two minds about whether to make the run or not, but he's found potentially by Capie. He's into the box now.
มาแล้วทอสซาไปโอ้โหอะไรวะ
In the way of it though. Lovely ball forward in the end from Capie. Trossard just can't about get that cross into where he wants it.
Yeah, I think it was his first touch that let him down, Josh. It's a good run from the Belgian. He's got the freedom on that left-hand side, but his first touch just takes him away from goal. I think he's so worried about the defender coming across that he almost over-exaggerates and goes too far the other way. They have won themselves a corner, and to be honest, I think they'd probably prefer that, wouldn't they?
Yeah, certainly.
เอ้ยปักฮา
Chances so far with the set pieces. They've had a few from range, of course. Nothing that have managed to threaten Slavia Prague. And it's going to be Rice to take it. We'll take it in a minute as the referee's not happy about where the ball's currently placed. That's eventually given the go-ahead though. It's going to be the in-swinger from the Arsenal midfielder. It comes as well towards the middle of the goal. There's a lot of heads in the way of it. Eventually cleared by Slavia Prague, only as far as Wanyeri, who loses out to Sanya now. Can he get away for Prague? He's brought down as well there, and it'll be the first yellow card of the game to either side. If Wanyeri going into the book.
อีธานกู
Towards the halfway point though of the first half. Still goalless between these two, and it will be Tom to take it through to half time.
Cheers, Josh. Yeah, first yellow card of the evening. Just make you wonder whether Arsenal are missing a trick. They've got Wanyeri, who, of course, when he does play further forward, he's more of a wide man or a number 10. Just wonder whether he could do a job between Saka and Trossard, or even move Trossard into that number 9 as well and move Marino back just for a little bit more solidity in midfield, because lacked it at the moment, despite the fact they've got Norgard and Rice, a bit of an enforcer, and Rice a bit more of a box-to-box. Just seems like they're lacking a little bit. But here come Prague once again. It's into the chest of the big man. Chori up top, tries to play it round the corner for Moses. Doesn't quite find his man. He's gone out for an Arsenal throw. Chori not happy with himself there, but he's put himself about quite well so far. 24 minutes in, he's certainly giving Saliba and Gabriel things to think about.
Yeah, it certainly is, isn't it? I mean, I mentioned right at the start what a sort of imperious figure he looks up front. Looks like an absolute handful for defenders. He's been that so far, but I'll break off as Saka's through down the left.
เฮ้ยสวยไปซาก้าได้เอาซาก้ายิงโอ้โห
Right into the palms.
โอ้โหยังได้อ่ะเพื่อน
Who really didn't have to move. It was a tight angle, and he was being absolutely hounded, wasn't he, there by Mbodji, who'd come across from the left-hand side. He did well just to get the shot off.
โอ้โหดูดิ
Really well there, the Arsenal captains. Under all sorts of pressure from Mbodji, who's sort of threatening to
ซาก้าแม่งแข็งโป๊กอ่ะ
his strength, but Saka does well to get the strike off. Markovic said he should make it at the near post, but Arsenal just starting to really control this game.
Another in-swinging corner being prepared for
Saka
Declan
แข็ง
Rice on
โป๊
the
ก
left-hand side, left arm in the air, right foot at the ball, a low one towards the front post, takes a nick, and then I think comes off the
อ้าว
post
โห
in the end.
เกือบได้เพื่อน
The officials aren't sure. In the end, it's going to be another corner. I don't even know if the goalkeeper knew whether he'd got a touch on that or not. Let's see a replay now. Comes in. Yeah, he does just get a touch on it.
Yeah, just right at the near post. I thought Trossard might have actually nearly directed it in at first, but the keeper just gets across to his near post. Not much you can actually do about it. And sends it behind for another corner.
Yeah, corner again for Declan Rice. We'll see if it's a similar one to the previous. It's a little bit higher towards the back stick this time. The head goes up.
เอ้า
Mbodji clears away. It's flicked into the air by Moses. Underneath though is
เอาที
Gabriel to keep
เอา
it
สวย
alive.
เอา
Finds Marino inside the area. Now Declan Rice on the corner of the box on the left-hand side.
เอาไว้เตะมุมอีกโอ้โหอาร์เซนอลกูเตะบอลยับ
Shallow Peck, it It's definitely not what he was trying to do. He's trying to get it down the other end of the pitch and accidentally sends it out for another corner. So Arsenal really starting to bang on the door here with the set pieces. They're all coming from this near side with the Declan Rice in swinger. I feel it's just about time before they really make a good chance out of it.
เอาครับเพื่อนๆในแคทไลท์ครับเป็นคนเตะมุม
Arsenal 0 in the historic capital of the Czech Republic. Declan Rice again swings the ball in. It's low this time towards the front
เปิ
post.
ดเข้าไปโอ้ยเฮีย
The bar, you can see
ทอตา
Belgian. He did it two
เกือบได้
prior to that one. Doesn't quite find its mark. There's plenty of bodies on that line as well. Would have been the deftest of touches to find the back of the net.
Yeah, you can see what he's doing. He's tried, as you mentioned, just tried it a few corners ago as well. Declan Rice just hammering it towards that near post. In the end, there's too much power on it. Anything like you say, just a little bit over the required amount, and he's sending it into the stands, which he does. The Arsenal, I think they've just been better in the last like 5 or 10 minutes or so. Prague haven't been able to get the ball up towards the pitch. Chori's gone a little bit quiet again. So yeah, this is a good sign for Mikel Arteta's team.
Free kick there for Arsenal. It's Trossard this time, who's gone down. For my liking, he's blowing the whistle a little bit too often.
ทอซากู
Giving a bit of a stop-start nature to the game, which I don't think Arsenal will mind because they're seeing more of it. Of course, it means more set pieces for them, but it's just threatening to break up the game ever so slightly. 27 minutes played, goals in Prague. Here's
ครับลุยกันต่อครับอาร์เซนอลกาเบรียล
ailment, but I think he will be a little bit sore tomorrow with the cut under his eye. Here goes
ส
Nwaneri.
วยไปตะวันนิลี่ส่งซาก้าเอายิงโอ้โหเตะมุมอีกโอ้โห
Yeah, they certainly are. This time the corner's going to be on the other side of the pitch, but again Saka getting it on that left foot. This time going towards the near post and pretty much might be going off the post in the end, but Markovic isn't to know about that one. It's a good stop from him down to his left, and yeah, Arsenal just really starting to bang on the door, like I was saying.
It will be an in-swinger from that right-hand side.
ครับแฟร์เซนอนครับมาไกลครับเพื่อนๆมาถึงเช็คเลย
Bukayo Saka, as suspected.
ครับซาก้า
Over on that right flank. 29th minute of the game. Saka still waiting to take it. Referee gives him the all clear. Then he actually tells him to wait. He's just dealing with something inside the area. He's just having a word with one player from either side. It's Saliba and Sadilec, the guilty party. Saka though told he can now take the corner on that right hand side in front of the home fans. Left foot at the ball towards the front post. Gabriel flicks on. It takes a deflection, does it? Yes, it does. Out for another Arsenal
เอาเว้ย
Yep.
เตะมุมอีก
Getting closer with these corners. This time it's Gabriel who's the target. He's been on the end of one of these set pieces so far, but he does this time. Just tries to get that header at the near post. There's so many players in the way of it though. Yeah, you can see in the end it comes off the captain Provod and behind for another corner. Arsenal starting to tally up the set pieces.
Yeah, I think that's 5 or 6 now. 5, I think, corners so far. 29 minutes gone. It will be again on that right hand side, and it will be, sorry, that's actually corner number 6. It will be Saka to swing it in again, but yet again the referee's not happy. This time it's Trossard and Mbodji who he's having a word with, the referee from Azerbaijan. Half an hour gone. Slavia Prague 0, Arsenal 0. Saka to swing it in, although again, wait, there's a potential penalty check for something that's happened inside the area. Couldn't
มีอะไรวะ
see what the issue was myself, but the referee now Ali Agayev is just telling both sides to
เว้ย
wait.
จุดโทษเว้ยจุดโทษเว้ย
Not too sure what the issue was.
No, I didn't really notice anything on the initial replay of it. Just looked like it had been come off Provod's back and straight out for a corner, but it's quite an extended check, and I think he actually might be going over towards the screen.
โอ้ยเฮีย
That means usually does indicate a penalty is
โอ้
going
โห
to see the replay back because we weren't really aware of anything that happened at first sight. Let's see what they've come up with.
Well, whether it was from the previous corner or whether it was in waiting to take this one, I think it's the former, and I think it's a handball, and it's the captain Provod who jumps up behind Gabriel. The referee's
โอ้โหจุดโทษจุดโทษ
come away from
วู้
the
ฮู้
so will feel hard done by.
จุดโทษเว้ย
Decent start. It's the captain Provod who's committed handball, and it will be an Arsenal penalty.
Yeah, I mean, I guess on the other replay of it, sort of has his hand up behind him, doesn't he? As he's going up for it. He heads it onto his hand, which is his.
จุดโทษครับไม่ต้องเถียง
Word with the referee about it. Of course,
ไม่ต้องเถียงครับ
coaches will be seeing an instant replay of that one as well, so we'll see what they think about it. But nevertheless, Arsenal have got a golden chance now, 30 minutes in to get themselves in the lead, which, you know, for all it's looked like it's worth. They've been banging on the door the last 5 or 10 minutes, and who better to
จุด
take
โทษครับเอาไว้ซาก้าเฮียตื่นเต้นว่ะเพื่อน
4 goals in all competition so far.
ๆตื่นเต้นครับตื่นเต้นครับตื่นเต้นครับตื่นเต้นครับเอาครับเพื่อนๆบุกโยซาก้าครับเป็นคนยิงครับไปครับซาก้าซาก้าซาก้าซาก้า1 2กัปตันทีมของพวกเรายิงเรียบร้อย1 ประตูต่อ 0 1-0 ซาก้าซาก้า
There's nothing he can do about it to get a hand. And in the end, Arsenal, for all their dominance in the last 10-15 minutes or so, they finally made it work. Bukayo Saka back on the score sheet in the Champions League. And what a great penalty that was.
He's had a couple of injuries, of course, to contend with this season. He's got the armband this evening. It's been maybe a fairly lackluster first 20 minutes for Mikel Arteta's side. They took their time to settle into the game in the Czech capital.
แน่นอนครับ
They are more than settled now. Again, Slavia Prague probably feel hard done by. Provod was, for what it's worth, pleading with the referee. You could read the words on his lips saying, "I promise." He promises he didn't mean to do it or didn't know he was doing it, but either way, it was a mistake from the captain, mistake from Slavia Prague, but no mistake from Saka.
Yeah, no mistake from Saka at all, and you know, that's always going to be a debate, isn't it, with handball penalties? We saw it with Sunderland and Everton last night. There was a bit of a controversial one there. I think Sunderland have asked for clarification on why they weren't given a penalty in that game. It's such a grey area, and you know, his arms up like that. I guess that's the main thing that referees are looking for, even though it does come off his sort of back at first. There was no hesitation at all from the referee, was it? He just took one look at it and decided it was clear enough to be a penalty.
Yeah, he has been very stop-start in the game, the ref. I've given him some criticism already for some of the decisions, but
นำแล้ว 1-0 สบายใจแล้วพวกเราอาร์เซนอลเรา
His answer was it was easy that it was missed initially because Provod does go up with the head and the arm. As you say, it does hit the arm after Gabriel won the header. Here is the goal scorer Saka. He's got 2 defenders around him on that right hand side. Manages to find Wanyeri just neatly around the corner.
สวัสดีครับโอ้โหเว้ย
It wasn't read by Bukayo Saka. It's cleared away by Slavia Prague.
อาร์เซนอลนำแล้วครับ 1-0 น่ะ
Separates the two sides. And Arsenal in the lead with just over 10 minutes to go before half-time. Still goals, by the way, in the game between Napoli and Frankfurt.
มาเพื่อนๆเข้ามาแล้วฝากกดไลค์กดแชร์ฝากกดติดตามให้ด้วยนะครับเพื่อนๆฝากกดถูกใจให้หน่อยเพื่อนๆกดไลค์ให้หน่อยช่วยเปิดการมองเห็นหน่อยช่องนี้ช่องโดนปิดกั้นจัดเลยเพื่อนๆช่องผมเนี่ยฝากกดไลค์กดถูกใจให้หน่อยตอนนี้ช่องโดนปิดกั้นตั้งแต่ทำผิดกฎไป ไปเอาคลิปช็อตมาลงจบเลย
Josh have gone, well now, over 735 minutes without conceding.
Yeah, it looks a real tall order, doesn't it, for Slavia Prague in this game. That sort of early promise that they had going forward is sort of completely petered out. I don't think we've mentioned Shaw's name much at all ever since Arsenal really started to get their foot on the gas, and to break this Arsenal team down, they're really going to need something special, even with this atmosphere and on firing on all cylinders. It's going to take a lot for them to get something out of this.
Crossfield ball over towards that left-hand side. It's a brilliant touch by winger Sanyang. Tries to get a ball into the area. It's blocked well by Timber. He's erratic with someone in an Arsenal shirt inside the area.
ชาวอาเซอร์ไบจานดอกเพื่อน
sorry, Slavia Prague throw over on that left-hand side, and the host will use this as an opportunity to bring a few bodies forward. And why not? 10 minutes to go before half-time. 1-0 to the visitors. Chalupec setting up for a long throw. He's drying the ball, which is something you see that often. Once he gets a good purchase on it.
Aye.
Long throw comes in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Chori goes down. You can see what he's trying to do is he only does enough to actually commit a foul on himself, and it will be a free kick to Arsenal. Is he going to be booked here for diving as well?
Yeah, it looks fairly incensed, doesn't it? by the decision. It might actually be his reaction as well that lands him in the book if he does. In the end, I don't think he's going to be yellow carded, but the referee being busy at the moment, isn't it? See just a replay of it now. He's in a battle with Saliba, to drag him down a little bit. I'm not sure it's a foul or a penalty, but I don't think it really should be a foul to be given to Arsenal as well. They're both sort of at it in the box. He's absolutely furious with the decision from the referee.
เขายังไม่ทันได้ทำอะไรเลยไอ้เวน
Yeah, no penalty. Free kick to Arsenal. Raya goes long out towards the right hand side. No challenge from an Arsenal man. It's a free header for Mbodji. Then Norgard goes down on the halfway line. Chori can't keep hold of the ball now. Nwaneri runs away with it. He's under pressure from Zafaris. He's hounding the goalkeeper as Raya has to go long. It's punted forward in towards the final third. Headed back by Zima. Underneath it is Mbodji under pressure from two Arsenal players. One of them in Marino has stolen the ball away. Prague then won it back. Marino then goes sliding in, and the tension's just bubbling a little bit as Marino gives away a free kick, and he's got himself a yellow card as well.
Yeah, it's just starting to boil over a little bit, isn't it? In the
โดนเหลืองไปเลย
Marino, can't believe he's
ใช่เรื่องไหมเนี่ย
actually
โมริโน่
that one. He's still sort of complaining about it in the aftermath of it. See a replay again up close. It's on Sanyang, the challenge. It's a bit of a bad one. Doesn't get any of the ball and takes his man out. I think it is definitely a yellow card tackle if he does make contact with him in the end. Sanyang makes a deal out of it. You can see what the people in the crowd think as well of the reaction from Marino.
Yeah, well, that's the question, Josh. Does he make contact with his man? Because Marino doesn't think so, and I'm not sure either, actually.
Yeah, he sort of seems to kick the turf just ahead of him, doesn't it? It definitely doesn't touch the ball. But yeah, I think the question is whether it touches Sanyang. Can see what he definitely thought about it.
Here is Sanyang on the left-hand side. Big chance for Prague. It's a poor cross inside the area.
โอเคไม่มีไร
Steaming in there. And the flag's gone up anyway on the near right-hand side. So whatever Sanyang had done in an alternate universe wouldn't have counted anyway. It's probably the right decision looking at the replay, but it's a terrible ball.
Yeah, it really is. And those are the moments that they've got to be better with Slavia Prague. We mentioned about how good Arsenal are defensively. We all know that at this point. So when you get those moments, those chances to really expose them, that's when you've got to make the most of it. You can't do it in the end. It's a chance that goes begging, and Arsenal just need to make sure they don't get complacent.
38 minutes gone. Prague 0, Arsenal 1. Ball on the
เพื่อน
left-hand
จะขึ้นหมด
side.
ครึ่งแรกแล้วโคตรไวเลย
Prague won back by
เอา
Saka.
ซาก้า
Together, a free set
Oh,
play on
Saka.
Marino takes over. Down the corner for Timber. He's under
สวย
pressure.
Timber
Rides a challenge, then loses out on the second. That's lovely football from Arsenal.
เอาส
Here
วย
from
เอา
Norgard to Timber. Under pressure from
Ow.
Mbodji. Tries to dig out across. It's really good defending.
เอาเตะมุมอีก
Gets a
เตะมุมอีก
foot
เตะมุม
in
อี
to
ก
block the cross. It will be another Arsenal corner. That's 7 of the game now.
Yeah, it's a really crucial intervention, isn't it, in the end, from Mbodji. It's quite a
เรา
difficult
เตะ
task,
มุม
of
อย่างเดียว
course,
ครับ
to see
เพื่อน
going
ๆ
up
อาร์เซ
against
นอลเรา
Bukayo Saka. Does well on that occasion, but Arsenal back to the corners now. Seeing how good they've been from them in this game and throughout the season so
เตะมุม
far.
อย่างเดียวเรา
Double the lead, and surely that would put them well outside of Slavia Prague.
Still 0-0 in Naples. Napoli 0, Frankfurt 0. 1-0 to Arsenal in Prague. 39 minutes gone. Saka was the goal scorer. He'll now be the corner taker on that right hand side. An in-swinger on the Arsenal captain this evening. In comes the ball towards the area. The heads go up, punched away, only partially. Nwaneri, Trossard gets a shot away.
ยิง
To Saka on the byline on the right hand side. He gets a shot away. That's blocked.
ซาก้าลูกเก่งแล้ว
Recover.
เอาอีกได้อีก
Trossard
เอา
this time. Great challenge
ทอ
taken
ซา
again
เอ
from
เตะมุมอีก
Sanyang
โอ้โห
on this occasion. Out for yet another Arsenal corner. But
Tệ mum
good
mi, tệ
dogged
mum mi.
defending there from the hosts.
Yeah, really crucial for them as well. Relentless pressure that they're being put under by Arsenal at the moment with the set pieces especially. Do well to survive a lot of these as well. If Arsenal keep having them at the same rate that they've been getting them, it's a matter of time before they eventually make one pay. Obviously got the penalty from one of them. I'm surprised to see if they score direct as well.
5 minutes to go before half time. 1-0 to the visitors Arsenal. Saka goes short this time towards Rice on the edge. It's a disguised one. Comes back to Saka on the byline. Into the feet of Nwaneri. Takes it on the turn. Tries to find a yard to get a shot away from under his feet. He does, and it's blocked. Falls for Rice, but it's about 40 yards from goal now as he plays it down the line to Saka, the goal scorer. Infield to Nwaneri, who's really woken up in this game. Lofts the ball in towards the area. Commentators curse because it's out of play for a Slavia Prague goal kick. But before then, he It took him about 25 minutes, as it did for Arsenal, really, to get going. But Nwaneri's pulling a few more strings now.
Yeah, it's really impressive. That was a lovely turn, wasn't it, in the box just a moment ago. In the end, took a bit too long with the shot. There was a man arriving as well in space on the edge of the area. I think it was Nkapia. If he found him, could have had a free shot on the edge of the area. But Nwaneri went alone. A lot of men in the way of it in the end, though. They got the block in. Eventually, Prague. Good again, though, from Arsenal.
Down the left-hand side this time with Trossard. Left-footed ball into the area, headed away by Prague. Comes back to the Belgian on this near side. Chops back onto his left, then again onto his right. Plays Nkapia in down the left-hand side. He's under pressure from Slavia Prague defenders in two. Here's Gabriel from Norgard. Saliba the option to his right, finds him, then once more to Saka on that far right-hand side. Tries to beat his defender. Mbodji goes one way then the other, then does beat him. Then he's doubled up, goes down. No foul, says the referee. Won back by Sanyang. He clears, but no one up there now in a Prague red and white shirt. And Arsenal will recover possession easily. Saka's gone down and stayed down inside the Prague penalty area. Declan Rice has seen that now and doesn't put the ball out of play, but it doesn't need to because the referee's blowing his whistle. Didn't look like much of anything there on Saka.
ซาก้ากูมันเจ็บไม่เอานะ
Has fallen awkwardly. See a replay here. Goes down just inside the area. Bit of a tangle of legs. Yeah, I can't see too much wrong with that.
Yeah, I'm not sure where the injury's really been sustained from. He's back up to his feet now as well. And Bodge is just too strong for him in the end, isn't it? And, I can see it sort of afterwards. Sort of hits his arm on the ground. He's back up to his feet though. Doesn't need any treatment. Arsenal coming down the left foot Trossard.
Yeah, I think it actually might have been the way he landed on his elbow there, Saka. But he's back to his feet. No treatment, as you say. Takes a moment to wipe his shirt with his face with his shirt rather. Backwards towards Raya inside his own area. Takes a couple of touches too many. He's under pressure from Chori. Clears it long. Saka's gone down again. But once again he's back up to his feet. Arsenal throw right on the halfway line. 43 minutes played. Slavia Prague down by a goal to 0 at home. They've won the ball back. Here's Mbodji. 2 goals against Bodo Glimt in this competition. Out towards the left-hand side. Good ball into the
มา
area.
อีกแล้วเปิดเข้าไปหวดก่อนด้วยโอ้โห เสียเต็มมุมอีกแล้วเรา
We saw him in a good position, albeit offside a few moments ago, and he really did make the most of it with his cross. That's a brilliant ball into the area. Forces Gabriel to put it behind from a corner. No good Arsenal are at attacking set pieces. See how they are defending them here.
It will be an in-swinger from that left-hand side. And Slavia Prague bringing big boys up from the back. Chalupic and Zima. Chori, of course, will be the preferred option. Huge
ใจเย็น
striker.
นะเหี้ยแรงตัวใหญ่ทั้งนั้นด้วยเพื่อน
Switching corner takers, so maybe something for Arsenal to contend with in the way that they set up. 'Cause it's going to be an away swinger this time. Looks like it will be Dilic swinging away from goal with his left boot. Just waiting for the all clear. Here it comes from the referee, and here comes the corner towards the penalty spot. The heads go up, headed away towards the edge. Poor touch from Captain Provod, who was the man who gave away the penalty. He then gets it on this far right hand side, right in the corner, chops back onto his left. His cross is blocked by Trossard. It's out
สวยทอซา
Prague throw.
เยี่ยม
Defended
ดูว่า
from
เพื่อนใกล้จะหมดครึ่งแรกแล้วต้องดูว่าทดเวลากี่นาทีครับ
From Slavia Prague, a bit more like we were seeing in the opening couple of stages of the game. Arsenal just careful with the defending.
It results in a shot there. It's a bit of a snap from Zafiris, the Greek midfielder who was bought by okay in Greece. He's been loaned back to Slavia Prague for the remainder of the season. It's Slavia Prague's first shot away at goal in some time. He had most of the early opening in the first sort of 10-15 minutes. Arsenal have taken over since then and found the back of the net through a Bukayo Saka penalty thanks to a Provod handball. Ball forward for Nwaneri. Can Arsenal get a second before the break? Finds Saka under pressure from 3 and is eventually crowded out as Sanyang comes away, plays it down the line. Decent move there from Slavia Prague. I feel like Chori's going to be offside though. Yes, he is. Arsenal free kick as Provod apologies on this occasion. Just moved away from right to left.
ทดเวลา4นาทีครับเพื่อน
A minimum of 4 minutes added on at the end of the first half, which checks out given the couple of injuries. Stop-start free kicks given by the referee, and of course the VAR decision that led to the handball and penalty. Arsenal with the ball inside their own area. watched Arsenal
ไม่
few
นอน
times
เหรอ
this season, Josh.
ไม่นอนไม่นอน
As comfortable
ดูอาร์เซนอลดิฟุกนอนทำไมอ่ะ
the 1-0 lead as I have seen them this year.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say.
เพื่อนอย่าลืมนะเข้ามาแล้วฝากกดไลค์กดแชร์ฝากกดติดตามไปด้วยไป
With the 1-0, game's a little bit in the balance.
โอเคได้อยู่ครับซาลิบาคืนก่อนซาลิบาแม่งบี้ชิบหายเลยจริงๆอ่ะ
Game like this looks like they're gonna
ใครก็นอนกันเดี๋ยวดูลิเวอร์พูลด้วยฟุกอยากดู
as much as they can. I mean, a lot more
ไป
of a better position, of course, mentally. 2 goals to the good. Although they do say that's also the most dangerous scoreline in football. So I think they'll be pleased with the performance in the first half. Happy that they finally got going, finally got on top of the game, and that they managed to slam
โมลิโน่แม่ง
and they've definitely got the players on the bench as well to come on if they do need to get that second or maybe just to shore it up a little bit. So I'm sure Mikel Arteta won't be panicking.
Yeah, if they do bring Max Daumann off the bench, he'll be the youngest ever player to play in the Champions League. The 15-year-old doesn't turn 16 until New Year's Eve. All out towards New Year's Day. Either way, same thing. All out towards Rice on the left-hand side, in towards the feet of Marino. Saliba round the corner for Saka. On the far right now, he's not had an overlapping or an underlapping run from Timber all evening, and that trend continues as Saka comes infield on his favoured left, beats 2, then goes down. Referee not interested this time. And Prague come away with the ball. It's Zima out towards Mbodji. Good touch from him, back down towards Zima. It's a poor pass though. Arsenal will recover possession in the centre half, and then didn't even chase the ball. He knew it was poor, but a rare flurry forward there from the big man at centre half. Here's Rice to Gabriel, crosses the halfway line, no real option forward, comes back towards Rice in the centre circle. Timber's the option on the right hand side, finds Saliba though. Now Norgard in the centre circle. Again for Gabriel, good shape from Prague, just holding them at arm's length at the moment. Rice again between the 2 centre backs. In towards Nwaneri, just found a pocket of space. Arsenal keeping the ball well, but not too interested in going forward for a second, Josh.
No, not at the moment. I think it makes sense with the way that the game's going right into half time. If they conceded now, it would be a really bad time to do it. Just give Slavia Prague that boost for the second half, and they come out flying. I feel as a result, it's worth noting as well that they've still not conceded a shot on target in this game. Arsenal, they did have a good start, of course, Slavia Prague, but Mikel Arteta will be pleased with that. They still didn't really let them have any sort of effort on goal. There was that one where Shorey was offside, of course, and forced the save from Raya at the near post, but the flag already being
เอาดิไอ้ฟุกพรุ่งนี้มึงจัดให้กูเลยกูไม่กูง่วงแน่เอาดิฟุก
control the game right at the end of the half.
Gabriel
เอา
to Rice and towards the final 30 seconds.
เอาแรงๆเลยนะ
The 4 minutes added on, I think we'll hit that 4-minute mark, and the referee will
เวลา4 นาทีครับเพื่อน
because there's nothing that's going to be added on. Here's Rice, brings the ball to a walking pace, thought about a dink ball over the top for Saka, thought better of it and thought to keep possession safely instead, then goes into the feet of Nwaneri on that right hand side. Rice again, forward for Nwaneri again, now Norgard looked back for the run of Rice, it was a poor pass, it's cleared away by
อาร์เซนอลวันนี้โอเพนเพย์ก็ยังไม่ได้นะเจอเกมเพสของซาลาเวปาร์กอะอาร์เซนอลก็แบบผิดพลาดเยอะพอสมควรเพื่อนๆเผลอๆนะจ่ายบอลสำเร็จแบบจ่ายบอลสำเร็จแบบน้อยมากด้วยเพื่อนเนี่ย 80%
of a strong challenge from Saliba, but firm and fair was my estimation. What do you think?
No, I'm in agreement with you. I thought it was a poor touch, wasn't it, from the French defender, but I thought he recovered it really well and got the challenge spot on. We'll see the replay of it. Definitely gets the ball. It should never be a free kick. Pogba goes down and he's hurt afterwards, but I think the referee just gives that one based on the reaction. But there's nothing unjust in it from Saliba. Bad touch.
You think if he's giving it because he's been reckless, well then I think by the law he needs to book him, because a reckless challenge I think is deemed a yellow card. He's won the ball and he hasn't booked him, so not really sure why the referee's given that one, but a chance for Prague, a set piece, a rare set piece for the hosts. Ovod will take it. It's just inside the Arsenal half. He'll loft it forward in towards the area. It's a weighted penalty box at the back stick. It's won by Chori, then the man Hincapié goes down. It's the last touch off a Prague man, and it will be actually an Arsenal free kick. Hincapié.
ไอตัวนี้นี่
Foul. Chori's now bumping into him off the ball. Both sides got to be careful here because Arsenal are in a pretty comfortable position. Chori just trying to rile those Arsenal players up. Now everyone else is getting involved. Norgard and Trossard come across. Chori knows exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, he does. It's good from Gabriel as well there, just to get his teammate away from it. Chori just goes up to him needlessly at the end and sort of barges into him. Capio gets fouled initially as well before Chori then steps over him, and I see they're all appealing behind the goal as well for something. It's not giving him, yeah, just boiling over. It's been doing that a little bit so far in this first half, but
เปรี้ยวจริงเลยนะโชลี่มึงเนี่ยฮะเปรี้ยวจริง
Behind Arsenal's goal wanted a handball because Capio had got up, chested it. The ball then fallen on top of him and hit his arm, but absolutely no chance that was going to get given. And of course, again, the commentator's curse. I said we were going to hit 4 and that would be it. We've played
เปรี้ยว
2
จังเลยนะ
extra
โชลี่
minutes
นะ
for that skirmish on the halfway line between Saliba and Provod, and then this newest iteration between Chori and Hincapié. But there is the half-time whistle. It hasn't been the most comfortable of 45 minutes for Arsenal, but they continue their streak without conceding, only just, and they took the lead as well. Bukayo Saka made the most of a Provod handball, converting the penalty after 32 minutes.
เพื่อนจบแล้วครึ่งแรก
nil, Arsenal 1. จบ ก็อาร์เซนอลนะครับนำซาลาเวปาร์คอยู่1 ประตูต่อ 0นะครับได้ประตูจากจุดโทษนะครับของกุโยซาก้านาทีที่32นะครับเพื่อนๆทำให้จบครึ่งแรกไปในสกอร์นี้เดี๋ยวเรามาลุ้นครึ่งหลังว่าครึ่งหลังจะเป็นอย่างไรอีกนะครับเพื่อนๆเดี๋ยวเรามาดูไอ้นี่กันดีกว่าว่ามีอะไรเกิดขึ้นบ้างนะครับเพื่อนๆในเกมนี้นะโอ้โหชิบหายเนี่ยครับมาดูสถิติผมว่าอาร์เซนอลครองบอลมากก็จริงนะแต่ยังไม่ค่อยมีโอกาสเท่าไหร่นะเพื่อนเนี่ยครองบอลไป63ซาลาเวปาร์ค37โอกาสยิงของซาลาเวปาร์ค5ครั้งยังไม่เข้ากรอบเลยนะครับแล้วก็อาร์เซนอลนะยิง11ครั้งเข้ากรอบไป5อัตราการผ่านบอลนะครับทั้ง2ทีมก็ไม่ใช่ว่าจะดีจ่ายบอลเสียกันไปกันมาก็ค่อนข้างที่จะเยอะอยู่พอสมควรเพื่อนนะครับอัตราการผ่านบอลของซาลาเวปาร์คผ่านบอลไปทั้งหมด115ครั้งผ่านบอลสำเร็จ84ครั้งนะครับส่วนอาร์เซนอลนะผ่านบอลไปทั้งหมด191ครั้งผ่านบอลสำเร็จ156ครั้ง 82% ถือว่าน้อยนะสำหรับอาร์เซนอลนะเตะมุมอาร์เซนอลเตะไปทั้งหมดกี่ครั้งวะเนี่ยลืมแล้วเตะมุม7ครั้งเพื่อนๆโอ้โหอาร์เซนอลเตะมุมโคตรเยอะเลยแต่ซาลาเวปาร์คผู้เล่นตัวใหญ่เพื่อนๆไอโชลี่นี่ก็ตุกติกเยอะนะตุกติกค่อนข้างที่จะเยอะอยู่พอก็เล่นยากอยู่ครับทำให้แบบแต่ก็ยังมีจังหวะเนาะได้จุดโทษนะครับจากการเตะมุมนะเพื่อนก็ถือว่าสุดยอดแต่วันนี้ซาลาเวปาร์คก็มาเล่นเพสเราสูงด้วยแหละแต่อยู่ที่ว่าอาร์เซนอลจะแก้ยังไงครับหรือว่าซาลาเวปาร์คจะเพสได้นานเท่าไหร่นะเอาจริงๆดูที่ว่ามันจะทำอย่างไรนะเดี๋ยวตี 3นะเพื่อนเรามีมาดริดนะครับกับลิเวอร์พูลนะเพื่อนตี 3นะเดี๋ยวเราคู่ต่อไปนะครับมาดริดกับลิเวอร์พูลนะเดี๋ยวเรามาดูกันต่อว่าครึ่งหลังจะเป็นอย่างไรนะเพื่อนชนะไม่เสียประตูก็พอแล้วสำหรับอาร์เซนอลชนะ 2-0 โอเคแล้วจริงๆแป๊บนึงเพื่อนเดี๋ยวผมเข้างาน
มาครับ
Arsenal
เพื่อน
take a 1-0 lead going into the break. It's Bukayo
ผมมาแล้ว
Saka's penalty. That's the difference maker. Just on the half-hour mark, it was made the most of a handball by the captain for Slavia Prague, Provod, at the set piece, and Bitaka dispatched it coolly. They didn't have the greatest starts to Arsenal. It took them a while to get into the game, but ever since then it has been dominant, having plenty of set pieces, a few of which have tested Markovic. But as it stands, it's just a one-goal lead
ผมมาแล้ว ผมมาแล้ว
going into the second half. Half-time at the Fortuna Arena, and it's Arsenal who take a 1-0 lead going into the break. It's Bukayo Saka's penalty. That's
ฝากเพื่อนกดไลค์กดแชร์ให้หน่อยนะเพื่อน
half-hour mark. It was made the most of a handball by the captain for Slavia Prague, Provod, at
Oi.
the set piece, and Bitaka dispatched it coolly. They didn't have the greatest starts to Arsenal. It took them a while to get into the game, but ever since then it has been dominant, having plenty of set pieces, a few of which have tested Markovic. But as it stands, it's just a one-goal lead for Mikel Arteta's side going into the second half. Half-time at the Fortuna Arena, and it's Arsenal who take a 1-0 lead going into the break. It's Bukayo Saka's penalty. That's the difference maker. Just on the half-hour mark, it was made the most of a handball by the captain for Slavia Prague, Provod, at the set piece, and Bitaka dispatched it coolly. They didn't have the greatest starts to Arsenal. It took them a while to get into the game, but ever since then it has been dominant, having plenty of set pieces, a few of which have tested Markovic. But as it stands, it's just a one-goal lead for Mikel Arteta's side going into the second half. Half-time at the Fortuna Arena, and it's Arsenal who take a 1-0 lead going into the break. It's Bukayo Saka's penalty. That's the difference maker. Just on the half-hour mark, it was made the most of a handball by the captain for Slavia Prague, Provod, at the set piece, and Bitaka dispatched it coolly. They didn't have the greatest starts to Arsenal. It took them a while to get into the game, but ever since then it has been dominant, having plenty of set pieces, a few of which have tested Markovic. But as it stands, it's just a one-goal lead for Mikel Arteta's side going into the second half. Half-time at the Fortuna Arena, and it's Arsenal who take a 1-0 lead going into the break. It's Bukayo Saka's penalty. That's the difference maker. Just on the half-hour mark, it was made the most of a handball by the captain for Slavia Prague, Provod, at the set piece, and Bitaka dispatched it coolly. They didn't have the greatest starts to Arsenal. It took them a while to get into the game, but ever since then it has been dominant, having plenty of set pieces, a few of which have tested Markovic. But as it stands, it's just a one-goal lead for Mikel Arteta's side going into the second half. Half-time at the Fortuna Arena, and it's Arsenal who take a 1-0 lead going into the break. It's Bukayo Saka's penalty. That's the difference maker. Just on the half-hour mark, it was made the most of a handball by the captain for Slavia Prague, Provod, at the set piece, and Bitaka dispatched it coolly. They didn't have the greatest starts to Arsenal. It took them a while to get into the game, but ever since then it has been dominant, having plenty of set pieces, a few of which have tested Markovic. But as it stands, it's just a one-goal lead for Mikel Arteta's side going into the second half. Half-time at the Fortuna Arena, and it's Arsenal who take a 1-0 lead going into the break. It's Bukayo Saka's penalty. That's the difference maker. Just on the half-hour mark, it was made the most of a handball by the captain for Slavia Prague, Provod, at the set piece, and Bitaka dispatched it coolly. They didn't have the greatest starts to Arsenal. It took them a while to get into the game, but ever since then it has been dominant, having plenty of set pieces, a few of which have tested Markovic. But as it stands, it's just a one-goal lead for Mikel Arteta's side going into the second half. Half-time at the Fortuna Arena, and it's Arsenal who take a 1-0 lead going into the break. It's Bukayo Saka's penalty. That's the difference maker. Just on the half-hour mark, it was made the most of a handball by the captain for Slavia Prague, Provod, at the set piece, and Bitaka dispatched it coolly. They didn't have the greatest starts to Arsenal. It took them a while to get into the game, but ever since then it has been dominant, having plenty of set pieces, a few of which have tested Markovic. But as it stands, it's just a one-goal lead for Mikel Arteta's side going into the second half. Half-time at the Fortuna Arena, and it's Arsenal who take a 1-0 lead going into the break. It's Bukayo Saka's penalty. That's the difference maker. Just on the half-hour mark, it was made the most of a handball by the captain for Slavia Prague, Provod, at the set piece, and Bitaka dispatched it coolly. They didn't have the greatest starts to Arsenal. It took them a while
เพื่อนอย่าลืมนะเข้ามาแล้วฝากกดไลค์กดแชร์ฝากกดติดตามไว้ด้วย
having plenty of set pieces, a few of which have tested Markovic. But as it stands, it's just a one-goal lead for Mikel Arteta's side going into the second half. Half-time at the Fortuna Arena, and it's Arsenal who take a 1-0 lead going into the break. It's Bukayo Saka's penalty. That's the difference maker. Just on the half-hour mark, it was made the most of a handball by the captain for Slavia Prague, Provod, at the set piece, and Bitaka dispatched it coolly. They didn't have the greatest starts to Arsenal. It took them a while to get into the game, but ever since then it has been dominant, having plenty of set pieces, a few of which have tested Markovic. But as it stands, it's just a one-goal lead for Mikel Arteta's side going into the second half. Half-time at the Fortuna Arena, and it's Arsenal who take a 1-0 lead going into the break. It's Bukayo Saka's penalty. That's the difference maker. Just on the half-hour mark, it was was made the most of a handball by the captain for Slavia Prague, Provod, at the set piece, and Bitaka dispatched it coolly. They didn't have the greatest starts to Arsenal. It took them a while to get into the game, but ever since then it has been dominant, having plenty of set pieces, a few of which have tested Markovic. But as it stands, it's just a one-goal lead for Mikel Arteta's side going into the second half. Half-time at the Fortuna Arena, and it's Arsenal who take a 1-0 lead going into the break. It's Bukayo Saka's penalty. That's the difference maker. Just on the half-hour mark, it was made the most of a handball by the captain for Slavia Prague, Provod, at the set piece, and Bitaka dispatched it coolly. They didn't have the greatest starts to Arsenal. It took them a while to get into the game, but ever since then it has been dominant, having plenty of set pieces, a few of which have tested Markovic. But as it stands, it's just a one-goal lead for Mikel Arteta's side going into the second half. Half-time at the Fortuna Arena, and it's Arsenal who take a 1-0 lead going into the break. It's Bukayo Saka's penalty. That's the difference maker. Just on the half-hour mark, it was made the most of a handball by the captain for Slavia Prague, Provod, at the set piece, and Bitaka dispatched it coolly. They didn't have the greatest starts to Arsenal. It took them a while to get into the game, but ever since then it has been dominant, having plenty of set pieces, a few of which have tested Markovic. But as it stands, it's just a one-goal lead for Mikel Arteta's side going into the second half. Half-time at the Fortuna Arena, and it's Arsenal who take a 1-0 lead going into the break. It's Bukayo Saka's penalty. That's the difference maker. Just on the half-hour mark, it was made the most of a handball by the captain for Slavia Prague, Provod, at the set piece, and Bitaka dispatched it coolly. They didn't have the greatest starts to Arsenal. It took them a while to get into the game, but ever since then it has been dominant, having plenty of set pieces, a few of which have tested Markovic. But as it stands, it's just a one-goal lead for Mikel Arteta's side going into the second half. Half-time at the Fortuna Arena, and it's Arsenal who take a 1-0 lead going into the break. It's Bukayo Saka's penalty. That's the difference maker. Just on the half-hour mark, it was made the most of a handball by the captain for Slavia Prague, Provod, at the set piece, and Bitaka dispatched it coolly. They didn't have the greatest starts to Arsenal. It took them a while to get into the game, but ever since then it has been dominant, having plenty of set pieces, a few of which have tested Markovic. But as it stands, it's just a one-goal lead for Mikel Arteta's side going into the second half. Half-time at the Fortuna Arena, and it's Arsenal who take a 1-0
เดี๋ยวรอสัก
lead
แป๊บหนึ่ง
going
นะครับ
into the
เพื่อน
break. It's
ๆรอ
Bukayo
แป๊บหนึ่ง
Saka's penalty.
ก็ครึ่ง
That's
แรก
the
อาร์เซนอล
difference
ก็
maker. Just on the
ดู
half-hour mark,
ตื้อๆอยู่เหมือนกัน แล้วก็เสียบอลค่อนข้างที่จะง่ายด้วย จ่ายบอลอะไรอย่างเงี้ยค่อนข้างที่จะง่ายเลยเพื่อนๆนะครับรายชื่อก็ออกนะเพื่อนรายชื่อของ
Half-time at the Fortuna Arena, and it's Arsenal who take a 1-0 lead going into the break. It's Bukayo Saka's penalty. That's the difference maker. Just on the half-hour mark, it was made the most of a handball by the captain for Slavia Prague, Provod, at the set piece, and Bitaka dispatched it coolly. They didn't have the greatest starts to Arsenal. It took them a while to get into the game, but ever since then it has been dominant, having plenty of set pieces, a few of which have tested Markovic. But as it stands, it's just a one-goal lead for Mikel Arteta's side going into the second half. Half-time at the Fortuna Arena, and it's Arsenal who take a 1-0 lead going into the break. It's Bukayo Saka's penalty. That's the difference maker. Just on the half-hour mark, it was made the most of a handball by the captain for Slavia Prague, Provod, at the set piece, and Bitaka dispatched it coolly. They didn't have the greatest starts to Arsenal. It took them a while to get into the game, but ever since then it has been dominant, having plenty of set pieces, a few of which have tested Markovic. But as it stands, it's just a one-goal lead for Mikel Arteta's side going into the second half. Half-time at the Fortuna Arena, and it's Arsenal who take a 1-0 lead going into the break. It's Bukayo Saka's penalty. That's the difference maker. Just on the half-hour mark, it was made the most of a handball by the captain for Slavia Prague, Provod, at the set piece, and Bitaka dispatched it coolly. They didn't have the greatest starts to Arsenal. It took them a while to get into the game, but ever since then it has been dominant, having plenty of set pieces, a few of which have tested Markovic. But as it stands, it's just a one-goal lead for Mikel Arteta's side going into the second half. Half-time at the Fortuna Arena, and it's Arsenal who take a 1-0 lead going into the break. It's Bukayo Saka's penalty.
ครับเพื่อนอาร์เซนอลลงมาแล้ว
Just on the half-hour mark, it was made the most of a handball by the captain for Slavia Prague, Provod, at the set piece, and Bitaka dispatched it coolly. They didn't have the greatest starts to Arsenal. It took them a while to get into the game, but ever since then it has been dominant, having plenty of set pieces, a few of which have tested Markovic. But as it stands, it's just a one-goal lead for Mikel Arteta's side going into the second half. Half-time at the Fortuna Arena, and it's Arsenal who take a 1-0 lead going into the break. It's Bukayo Saka's penalty. That's the difference maker. Just on the half-hour mark, it was made the most of a handball by the captain for Slavia Prague, Provod, at the set piece, and Bitaka dispatched it coolly. They didn't have the greatest
เนี่ยรายชื่อมาดริดนี่แม่งโคตรน่าดูเลยเพื่อนชุดใหญ่ไฟกระพริบไปทั้งคู่เพื่อนมาดริดกับไอเนี่ยมาดริดกับไอลิเวอร์พูลอ่ะโคตรน่าดูเลยเพื่อนมาแล้ว
Half-time at the Fortuna Arena, and it's Arsenal who take a 1-0 lead going into the break. It's half-hour mark. It was made the most of a handball by the captain for Slavia Prague, Provod, at the set piece, and the attacker dispatched it coolly. They didn't have the greatest starts to Arsenal. It took them a while to get into the game, but ever since then it has been dominant, having plenty of set pieces, a few of which have tested Markovic. But as it stands, it's just the one-goal lead for Mikel Arteta's side going into the second half. Half-time at the Fortuna Arena, and it's Arsenal who take a 1-0 lead going into the break. It's Bukayo Saka's penalty. That's the difference.
ลุย
Just on
ครึ่ง
the
หลัง
half-hour mark, it was made the most of a handball by the captain for Slavia Prague, Provod, at the set piece, and the attacker. Well, it's a very warm welcome back to this independent and official off-tube studio commentary of this Champions League clash between Slavia Prague and Arsenal. Just about underway for the second half as the home team take the kick short and then go along with it down the left-hand side. It's straight out for a throw-in, however. Warren Timber.
ลุยลุยลุยลุยลุยลุยขออีกสักลูกได้ไหมวะเพื่อความสบายใจเพื่อนครับนอกาดได้ครับเอาแล้วเพื่อนดีแคนไลท์ไปดีแคนไลท์ไปครับทอสาเปิดเข้าไปยิงเรียบร้อย2-0โอ้โหมิเกลมาเลโน่โอ้โห2-0โอ้โหเพื่อนๆโอ้ทอสาแอสซิสต์อีกแล้วครับวันนี้เปิดอีกแล้ว
A little bit underwhelming really in the first 45 minutes and got their goal through a
สุ
little
ด
bit
ยอดมิเกลมาเลโน่ครับนาทีที่46ครับผม
conceded a penalty for handball and Saka slotted it away but absolutely no time wasted at the start of this second half. He's definitely onside there, Marino. It's just a simple ball out wide to the cross side. It's a simple ball inside the area from the Belgian and it's a simple finish from the Spanish makeshift striker Mikel Marino. Barely been
โอ้โห
involved
ใส่ก้อยสวยจัด
one touch inside the area into the back of the net. It's 2-0.
Yeah, brilliant though from the Spaniard, completely unmatched though at the near post. I'm sure the Prague defenders will be having a few words with each other about that one. How they've let the
2-0 ครับเพื่อน
so clear in the penalty area. He's been able to just basically have a tap in into the net. Take no credit away though from Mikel Marino. It was booked in the first half. What a start it is to the second 45 minutes. His first goal in the Champions League this season. 4 matches. Most of those cameo appearances, of course. But yeah, it's still myself, Joshua Maker, alongside me, Tom Wilson, taking you through this one. Tom, I was going to ask you, Prague did well in the first half, and how much of a chance did they have of getting back at Arsenal? But now with that second goal, it's put them a real long way back.
Yeah, it certainly has.
2-0 ภูลสวัสดิ์
Second half for Slavia Prague. One goal was an uphill battle, probably just to draw, and 2 goals now. Young was there's no chance unless huge capitulation from Arsenal. They've not lost in such a long time, not conceded in such a long time, and they're the firm favourites now. They've even planted themselves, I think, for a goal, maybe even 2 more goals. They beat Olympiacos, didn't they, by 4-0. Sorry, Atletico Madrid by 4-0 last time out. And I'm sure they'll fancy their chances of racking up a similar scoreline.
Yeah, they certainly will. And Prague manager Tripsovsky going to make a change almost immediately following that goal at Shore. Did off to quite a good start in this game.
เพื่อนๆเอาครับโชลี่ออกแล้วเว้ยโชลี่ออกว่ะ ไอตัวนี้สูง2 เมตรเกือบ2 เมตร198เพื่อนออกไปแล้วเจ็บมะเหมือนจะเจ็บนะเพื่อนเดินกระเพกออกไปเลยเอาเว้ย
Yeah, he does. He's linking off. Maybe he picked something up at the end of the first half, and they maybe just said, "We'll give him a couple of minutes, see how he gets on at the start of the second." Maybe giving him between 5 and 10. But since that goal's gone in, I think the Slavia Prague manager feels he has to change something and change it quick with any hope of getting back into the game. Like for like change, but Chori was a real handful, making himself a real problem for the Arsenal centre halves. It's a big task for that man coming off the bench to try and get their side back into the game.
3 goals this season for my mate Sheetil. Actually scored in the last 2 games for Slavia Prague. One coming in that 2-0 win over Banik in the Czech First League, and also scored in a 4-0 win over Zlin in the Czech Cup just before that. So another recognised striker on the pitch in the form of the 26-year-old. See what sort of impact it can make for Slavia Prague. That does just give me the chance to go through the lineups now with you. For the home team, it's still Markovic in goal.
ไป
Milcek, Chelupec,
อย่าลืมเพื่อนๆฝากกดไลค์กดแชร์ฝากกดติดตามให้ด้วยนะครับเพื่อน
Sanyang, Provod on the right with Sheetil through the middle for Arsenal. Still Raya in goal, the back four, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Capier, Morgan and Manieri, and Saka and Trossard on the wings with Mikel Merino. Second goal scorer in this game, starting up front, just approaching 5 minutes gone in the second half, and it's Slavia Prague. Slavia Prague 0, Arsenal 2. Still goals as well again in Naples between Napoli and Frankfurt. Available on
ๆ สวย
our service.
เอา
Slavia Prague half. Actually going to give it the other way in the end. Trossard was ready to take the throw in before the referee changed his mind. That'll be the chance for the Czech team to potentially get forward. So they're going to play it back towards the goalkeeper Markovic, who's fairly busy game so far. He's had to pick the ball out the back of the net twice. With Zima towards Markovic as Arsenal have a bit of a press on. Merino, Rice, Trossard, Saka all involved before it eventually goes long. Capier does win it as well. Goes out for another throw into Slavia Prague. It just looks like the wind's been knocked out of their sails a little bit at the start of this second half. They were really up for it in the first. They were pressing Arsenal, creating a few decent chances, but that goal just really seems to have killed them.
Yeah, absolutely. Arsenal in control now, aren't they? You know, Slavia Prague have seen a little bit of the ball. They just don't look as confident. They don't look as lively as you know, as excited and
ล้ำหน้าเว้ย
And I think what it will also do for them as well, it won't make them as feisty, which I think was adding to their game a little bit. They were frustrating Arsenal a little bit. When I said towards the end of the first half that I've watched Arsenal a few times this season, and you know they've looked more comfortable at 0-0 or at 1-0 than they did. I think that was because Slavia Prague were, you know, they were just threatening to bubble over a little bit. They just kept the tension quite high. We won't see that now from them because there's less for them in the game.
Certainly is. For the 2-goal lead, it's enough to knock the wind out of their sails this match as well. That's a really poor pass towards the goalkeeper. Might be a chance that Norton can get his effort.
เอาล็อกงอกาด
Possesses him.
แม่
Down the right now, closes up
นะครับมาอีกแล้ว
towards the left now is Provod. Coming forward nicely here though. Wrong start. Provod into the box. Might be a chance that Saka can get it.
เฮ้ยใจเย็นมันจะยิงแล้ว สวยซาก้า
Yeah, they do. And although Arsenal obviously so good at set pieces, so good at scoring and defending from corners and from free kicks. I mentioned that there's 3 big centre halves for Slavia Prague this evening, and they can cause problems. So goals from the set piece would be a real springboard for them in the rest of this
แต่
game.
พูดถึงอาร์เซนอลนี่เกมรับวินัยโคตรแจ๋วเลยนะ
Towards the area, Bodges in there before Arsenal eventually scramble it clear. There's going to be a free kick given anyway to the Gunners. Who spotted something in there. He's claiming I think it's a handball.
เอาแฮนด์บอล
Players eventually all going up for the same one.
อย่าลืมเพื่อนฝากกดไลค์กดแชร์ฝากกดติดตามไปด้วย
Davis maybe gets the touch on it. Not like he can do. As it comes off of him. But regardless, Arsenal do have a free kick. As I was just mentioned before as well. Not only Slavia Prague 2-0 down in this game, that might take the wind out of their sails. The record against Arsenal certainly doesn't offer much hope as well. They're winless in the last 4 meetings. The only 4 meetings that they've had with the North London club. They've drawn 2 and lost 2. It's a long way back. I don't know if they've got any chance of making it 2-all. Arteta just a few words again. Fourth official. Leakage in play. Slavia Prague's Champions League record in general. They've not won in the last 14 Champions League matches. Let's go back towards 2007. They beat FCSB competition. It's their first ever winning it as well. Obviously they played in the Europa League
Yeah, it certainly will dwindle, won't it, in every corner of the stadium. Besides the, as we see it, the far right, where the Arsenal fans are caged in. Right in the corner, you can see Mikel Merino when he scored. Right at the start of this half, he went wheeling away to that corner. Celebrate with those fans, but yeah, I don't think we'll see a tifo in this second half, and I don't think we'll see those fans where Prague are attacking towards, bouncing up and down too much, unless you find a goal in the game, which you wouldn't ordinarily say in the Champions League for any side. It would be unheard of, but against this Arsenal
ซาลาเวปาร์คนี่ก็เล่นตุกติกเหมือนกันเอาจริงๆอ่ะเพื่อน
it's a bit of an ask just to find a goal, isn't it?
เอาอีธานเอาแม็กดอร์แมนโอ้โหดูดิโอ้อ้าวฟาว
with either the challenge or the referee's decision to get the free kick. Not sure, maybe even something earlier on. But it's good work from winger Sanyang. He's worked hard down that left-hand side for Slavia Prague, hasn't he? He's been brilliant defensively, more than he has sort of been great going forward, although he has caused problems as well. And as you say, won a free kick here. It's almost a corner. It's in a really good position, and because it's not a corner, because it's sort of 5 or 10 yards infield, it could be either a left or a right footer.
อีคาปิเย่That Arsenal goal was bouncing a little bit, and they're doing all they can towards their side, just trying to get them over the line. I haven't seen too much of Providence. I feel like we've said his name a lot, and of course that's mainly because he gave away the สวยเอานอกการเนี่ยเพื่อนนอกการเล่นดีนะเพื่อนนิ่งจัดผมมาชอบตั้งแต่อยู่นี่แล้วอยู่เวนฟอร์ดแล้วนอกการอ่ะเรียบร้อยโอ้โห
from his defender. In the end, it's decently defended, and Raya quick off his line. You almost wonder sort of how much confidence David Raya will be getting from these consistent clean sheets. You know, today if they manage to not concede, it'll be 8 in a row. That'll be a club record that has stood since 1903. So, you know, to know that you're the goalkeeper that's in charge of that, they're very front of that.
เอาเว้ยแม็กนอร์แมนแต่พูดถึงแม็กนอร์แมนมาโอ้มีเอเซ่นี่หว่าเอเซ่คาราฟิโอลี่แม็กนอร์แมนเนี่ยเพื่อนก็หลายคนอยู่เอเซ่เว้ยเอเซ่มาเว้ยไปเอาโอ้โหทอสซาไอ้เหี้ยว่าจังหวะไปหน่อยโอ้โหเอาซาก้าไปซาก้าโอ้โหครับเอเซ่มาแล้ว
sense when you consider that Nwaneri's been booked and he's the only Arsenal player besides Marino so the risk of changing your shape or changing your front line and putting an anti-neutral striker. We've done with Ranieri, and it's a shame really because he has had a good game. Even Ranieri just had to dictate play from around the 20th minute or so.
From Slavia, it's a chance as well for Sheetal. He's not picked up in the box before. Just tries to find the ball to Bodji down the left.
ทิมเบอร์แน่นอน เฮ้ยเกือบไอสัตว์ลาย่าใจเย็นนะลาย่าใจเย็นนะลาย่าใจเย็นนะลาย่าอาร์เซนอลกูเนี่ยส่งน้องลงไหมอะแม็กดอมแมนอะอาร์เซนอลเจอซันเดอร์แลนด์ใช่ปะแมตต์ต่อไปซันเดอร์แลนด์แล้วก็พักเลยแล้วกลับมาค่อยเจอสเปอร์โหเยอะพูดถึงนี่เราเจอเซอร์แลนด์เสร็จนี่เราศึกหนักเหมือนกันนะเพื่อนเจอสเปอร์เจอไบเจิร์นเจอเชลซีเจอเบนฟอร์ดเจอแอสตันวิลล่า5 นัดที่นี่เหนื่อยอยู่เหมือนกันเฮ้ยเรียบร้อยเฮ้ย3-0เฮ้ยเอาเข้าเฉยเพื่อนเอาเข้าเฉย3-0มิเกลโมริโน่ครับเพื่อนๆโอ้โหโอ้โห3-0เพื่อนนี่ครับเป็นจังหวะโมริโน่มงโอ้โหสบายเข้าไอ้เหี้ยเหมือนจะไม่เข้าด้วยนะไอ้สัตว์เข้าเฉยเฮียเนี่ยครับเป็นกองกลางที่เล่นกองหน้าได้นิดนึงโอ้มิเกลโมริโน่เนี่ยอีกหน่อยจะเป็นกองหน้าทีมชาติสเปนแล้วนะมิเกลโมริโน่เรียบร้อยเป็นกองกลางที่เล่นในกองหน้าได้นิดนึงมิเกลโมริโน่เห็นมิเกลโมริโน่แล้วแม่งนึกถึงชิลูเลยเพื่อน
change.
เรียบร้อย
Cham is on. Seferis is off. And Rakic is off as well. 20 minutes to go. Slavia Prague 0, Arsenal 3. Almost job done for Mikel Arteta's side. Another win. In the Champions League. Timber just gets the
เรียบร้อย 3-0 สบายใจเฉิบพวกเรา
challenge though from Sanyang on the recovery. Timber just took a second too long. It will be an Arsenal throw. Timber wanted to take it quickly, but there's no real options. Then it's lofted over the top for Eze. His first real touch off the bench. Saka goes down under the challenge from Mboji. Said the referee, really good touch there from Sanyang to open things up. Can't find a teammate though. It's headed down by Gabriel. Sanyang. 50-54 challenge there on the far right hand side. Another yellow card. Right here. Moses this time just goes flying in. Very similar to the one earlier, except this time the Slavia Prague player didn't get the ball.
Yeah, found his man there in the end. It's actually come off worse of it as well. I think it's 65 minutes or so. Slavia Prague didn't get a single just on two in a matter of moments. You can see why he's in pain, and Kapia just
โอ้โห
on top of him as a result. It's like he can't stop himself, Moses, when he goes into the challenge. He's got too much momentum. So he clears out the Ecuadorian in the end. It's like Arsenal changing. As you were saying earlier, Tom, about Max Dalman becoming the youngest player to play in the Champions League. He's coming as well.
He is going to
เอาเว้ยแม็กโนแมนมาเว้ย เพื่อนๆ แน่นอน
youngest player play in the Champions League. Ben White is also coming on. Miles Lewis Skelly is the third change in this triple change for Arsenal. It's Nkapie who's being replaced. Trossard's
ค
on.
รับลุยสเกเลอร์เป็นไว้ มาแทนแล้ว มาแล้ว
So pretty light change really for Arsenal there. White, Lewis Skelly, and Darman on. Trossard, Nkapie, and Timber off. 2.5 minutes played. Prague 0, Arsenal 3. 2 goals for Mikel Merino and a penalty converted by Bukayo Saka. Change for Arsenal just to keep things ticking over.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. We were talking about it just a few moments ago now that Arsenal were clearly out of sight in this game, that they would make the change and just rest a few of those regular players. They've just been on the end of quite a big challenge as well. Timbers, he's always sort of had a questionable injury record at times, so no point risking him when they're clearing out of sight like this. Trossard as well had just had a bit of a problem, so it makes sense for Mikel Arteta just to make those changes, give the other players a bit of a run out. Slavia are going to have to make some work of this. It looks like they're going to have to
Looks like Ashioka and Kusej are preparing to come on. Changes haven't yet been made, but that's because Moses has only just got back to his feet. As Josh says, Gaffey landed on him. I thought at first it may be an issue with his ribs or his torso area, but he's actually holding right eye. Double change anyway. Moses off, Sanyang off. Moving and run from another being replaced for Slavia Prague. And as I mentioned, it's Ashioka and Kusej who are coming on. So both managers ringing the changes towards the final 20 minutes of the game. But we haven't played a lick of football since the 70th minute ticked over. Slavia Prague 0, Arsenal 3. As I say, Sunderland up next for Arsenal, then a North London derby against Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham in action, of course, this evening in the Champions League, as are a number of English sides. Liverpool hosting Real Madrid. Tottenham hosting FC Copenhagen. Here's Declan Rice back in play now towards the left-hand side for Lewis Skelly. His first touch off the bench. And towards Raya. Again goes long. This time along the floor towards Eze. Heavy touch from him, but he's kept possession. Poked it through to Norgard. He's found Mikel Merino. Referee's not having a challenge on Norgard. And that'll be a free kick and another yellow card and another challenge where a Slavia Prague man committed the foul and come off worse. Oh.
Actually, Norgard was given a booking to actually. Pretty confused about it.
นอกการกู
Players absolutely surrounded the referee. I thought it was Prague man who committed the foul. Not sure what Norgard's done wrong there. It's
in Naples, and it continues with that goal as well. Still matched in 0, Frankfurt 0. Arsenal 3 goals to the good in our game away from home in the capital of the Czech Republic. Out towards the right hand side for Pog. Almost everyone inside Fortuna Arena lifts the red and white scarf up.
เพื่อน15 นาทีสุดท้ายนะครับ
Show appreciation for their side. Kusej off the bench out towards that right hand side for the captain Provod. It's a loaded penalty area. He tries to find someone in there, but it's a poor ball forward in towards the final third. It'll trickle out for an Arsenal goal kick.
Spur them on. It's clearly not worked. I can see that early in the second half. The game plan just then goes out the window. Still knew at the time, I think, how crucial that would be in the grand scheme of the result. It's just allowed them to play with confidence now, not really have any sort of nerves about them. Plenty of much on the second half. Slavia just not been able to offer anything going forward, even after Chori came off. Cheetil, a few nice touches early on, but it's not been able to influence the game as much as
เฮ้ยโหแม็กโดแมนกูล้มไปเลยเฮ้ย
Challenge from Cham.
เอาเหอะเอา
A ball roll there, and Cham didn't like it as Dalman got away from him. Made his Arsenal debut off the bench in that 5-0 victory against Leeds United. Looked really lively. A handful of appearances since. Started the last game of the league for Arsenal, the youngest ever player to start for Arsenal in the Premier League. Rice takes a free kick short towards Lewis Skelly, back to Declan Rice. Dalman now on the right hand side for Cham to beat. Puts it back to Lewis Skelly. It's 4 or 5 in the area for Arsenal. The ball doesn't come in just yet. Dalman fouled again. Again, it's Cham, the guilty party.
โอ้โหแม็กโดแมนกูโดนอีกแล้วอุ้ยมันผิวจริงเพื่อนๆแม็กโดแมน
This is the big number 7, but Max Dalman already been on the pitch for about 2 or 3 minutes, and he's been fouled more times than he has touches the ball.
Yeah, he's sorry for just sort of taking all the frustration out of the young man. Took a few lively touches off the ball, though, and that'll do him a world of good. It's getting a little bit of a few bruises at the moment. Just get a chance though for Arsenal from this set piece opportunity. This is exactly the sort of range I'd like to have them in as well. Stand over it.
10 minutes to go in the game. Slavia Prague 0, Arsenal 3. Saka in the penalty spot and Pico Marino. And couple inside the area. Saka will take the in-swinging free kick. It's almost level with the edge of the box on the byline on the right hand side. Right arm in the air from Saka. Left foot at the ball towards the back stick. That's way over here. He's certainly capable of much better. He's shown much better.
โอ้ซาก้ากูแรงเหลือจริงเอาเหลืองอีกแล้วเหลืองอีกแล้วเหลืองว่อนเลยเว้ย
Another goal kick, and there's been a severe lack of quality really in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's been from both sides as well since that third Arsenal goal. Just sort of there with the Saka delivery. The Slavia Prague can't do anything really to match that. Can't do anything to better it. Goal kick again. It's sort of at that stage down the game where both teams have accepted the result. It's not really going to be any change to the scoreline now. You feel maybe a consolation or maybe even one more for Arsenal. The teams have probably just happy to take the full-time whistle at this point.
Arsenal, they're hoping there's no consolation. Looking for a fourth. Here's Dalman. Two to get away with down the right side.
ไปแม็กโดแมนไปแล้วดูดิเพื่อนไอเด็กมันผิวไอเด็กมันผิวต้องซ้อนสองอ่ะ ลงแล้วเด็กน้อยเบอร์71 เบอร์41นะ
Change and it's another player rested by the looks of it. Declan Rice.
เอาแล้ว
So much support for Arsenal. He's instrumental in everything they do. He's going to be rested with just under 10 minutes left.
3-0 สบายแล้วเรา เดี๋ยวไปลุ้นมาดริดกันต่อ เชียร์ไหนนะผมเชียร์มาดริดนะผมชอบมาดริด ไม่ชอบลิเวอร์พูลไม่ใช่ว่าไม่ชอบแต่คือวันนี้ขอเชียร์มาดริดแล้วกัน มีกาเบียลนี่แม่งหลังแม่งแน่นจัดกาเบียลซาลิบาอย่าเจ็บนะฤดูกาลนี้ถ้า2คนนี้ไม่เจ็บนะแชมป์แน่นอนเพื่อนๆ
towards the substitute Anus and knocks it backwards for the captain Saka. Somewhat surprised not to see him replaced in this game, but I suppose you can only rest so many, can't you, Josh? There's only so many substitutions you can make, and of course they did have that yellow card to Nwaneri, and that was probably on Mikel Arteta's mind as well.
Yeah, I'm sure if he had the chance he would make 11 subs in this game, Mikel Arteta, after that third goal had gone in, just get everyone off the pitch and put the youth squad out if it was possible. Sealed. I'm sure a tough few games coming up for the likes of Sunderland, really outgunned them in the Premier League this year. It's like quite well attacking down the right pass.
Yeah, Saka's managed to block it, then he's cannoned his clearance off.
สวย
Out for an Arsenal goal kick. 83 minutes played, 3-0 to the visitors. Looks like there's been a huge chance missed in Naples. Scott McTominay with a gilt-edge opportunity. They're into the closing stages in that one, into the 87th minute. Missed and there was a begging destined for a goalless game. Here in conversation with the referee, I think he's been booked now as well. He's kind of really topping up something he said towards the referee potentially for the speed in which, or rather lack of speed in which Arsenal were taking that goal kick. So Udira and nearest man into the referee's bad books. 3 minutes played. Taken long up towards the Prague half, away by Saliba as it came back towards him now. Miles Lewis Skelly takes a touch on that left, loses out. He's taking possession, a rare one for Arsenal. Could be a rare opportunity here for Slavia Prague. Well defended by Saliba, although the chance still on. Ball back into the area, in towards the box. The man goes down in Prague colours as the referee.
ใจเย็นใจเย็นโอเคไม่มีอะไรจุดโทษโอ้โหเรียบร้อยเลยอาร์เซนอลโอ้โหเหี้ยเอ้ยโดนอะไรอ่ะฟาวอะไรวะ
Arsenal at the moment have conceded a penalty. They haven't conceded a goal in over 790 minutes of football. And you said earlier that Slavia Prague will fancy, would love a consolation, and they might have an opportunity. We're still waiting for confirmation. The penalty's going to be given. The referee's going to the board. I don't know if this will be given.
Yep, I've seen it already in this game. Once the referee's called to board on the side of the pitch.
ไม่ได้มาได้อะไรอ่ะ ไม่โดนอะไรเลยเหี้ยห่วย
The referee, as you said, he did indicate for handball initially. Just made a gesture again towards his left arm. I think is he indicating he wants to speak to the captains? Yeah, he's having a word with Provod and Saka. So no decision has been immediately communicated to either side. And I think now the referee, yes, he is. He's waving away the penalty, and I think that's the right decision.
ไม่ได้เย้ โอเคไม่ได้ฮะดาวแม่นนะเอาดาวแม่นมาแมนลงแล้วโอ้โหผิวจัดผิวจัดพี่ดูดิดาวแม่นลงมาแล้วผิวมากอ่ะ
Ben White on the side, just waiting for an option to present itself into the final 2.5 minutes of normal time. 3-0 to Arsenal in towards the youngster and back to the youngest ever Champions League player in Max Dam, and he's going to throw in.
ดูดิเฮ้ยโอเคได้อยู่ดาวแม่นไม่ต้องห่วงหรอกเพื่อนdown under the challenge from Hashioka, who's really been involved since coming off the bench. He is innocent. Referee awards a free kick nonetheless. Cheers, he will take it and go backwards, I assume, towards the halfway line. The Fabio Pride players are actually unhappy because it's A, taken so long to take it, and then B, actually not taking it in the end anyway. It's allowed Manfred Skelly to come across and have it. Into Marino, poor ball from him. Hashioka underneath it, should be able to clear it. Bounced off Saka and out for a Prague throw. Into the final minute in the Fortuna Arena, listening to off-tube independent studio-based commentary. That's a poor throw in now, so could be in for a fall here. Needs to try and get on the end of it. Slip out a chance for Prague. Back to Markovic, who just making the third Arsenal goal and played out. Danger. Down the line. Good challenge from Marino in towards Darman. Couldn't take it on the turn and dispossessed by Champ. Bobo takes over in towards the feet of Cheetle. He's been dispossessed and Arsenal will recover possession in towards the final 30 seconds as David Raya takes a interesting touch. I mean, we've said he might be bored. He's taking it to the next level. He's just done a kick up inside his own area.
Yeah, it just shows you he's had pretty much nothing to do with this game. Just trying to keep himself warm right at the end. People who are not trying to keep themselves warm, though, is those Slavia Pride fans behind the goal. They've pretty much all taken their tops off in unison as they continue to support the team. Quite incredible to see, really, when you're at 3-0 down. You wouldn't really ever see that in an English stadium, I don't think.
You certainly wouldn't. It'd be too cold for that. I don't know what the weather's like in Prague this evening. Apparently it's around 7 degrees, so rather them than me. But the fourth officials indicated a minimum of 5 minutes at the end of this game. Prague 0, Arsenal 3. Here's Marino under pressure from Champ.
ทดเวลา5 นาที
Back as a battle for possession as Prague come away with it. Backwards for fullback in Sadilic in towards Champ.
Frankfurt. They're into the added time in that one. It still remains 0-0. 3-0 for Arsenal in our game. Prague looking for a consolation, but still able to clear. Some late action though in Naples as Napoli wanted a penalty. Didn't get it after McTominay missed a chance earlier on. Sounds like they've been the better team in that one. Arsenal certainly been the better team in this one as well. Still yet to register a shot on target and cross into the area like that. They won't get their first
เอาโอเคเข้ามือระยะน่าจะสบายแล้วเพื่อนวันนี้เราชนะใส3-0เราคินชีตไม่ยอมเสียบอลเอาเฮ้ยเร็วจัดจะโดนเตะมุม
isn't it? Inter, Bayern, PSG, Real Madrid and Arsenal have all started with 100% record. Of course, the latter, Arsenal, they're in their fourth game right now. Everyone else is yet to kick off either this evening or tomorrow evening. But yeah, some real stiff competition in the UEFA Champions League, and I just feel it must be their year to win something, as you say. And, perennial FA Cup winners have been across the sort of last 20 years. More than that, here's Lewis Skelly. Foul, maybe.
มาดูดิครับดูลูอิสกิลี่เล่นดิโอ้จานโหฟาวมั้ง
Bundled him over. Arsenal free kick. 2 minutes of added time to go. Prague 0, Arsenal 3. Saka with the opener from the penalty spot. Nico Marino with 2 goals in the second half. It's a hat-trick. We didn't really mention that, but still got time to grab his hat-trick ball towards Dauman. Touch from the 15-year-old. He's under pressure though from Mbodji, who, like Saka before him, he's not given a single inch in towards Eze.
ยังไม่ออกที่ไหนล่ะไอ้ชิบหาย
With it comes Provod. He's under pressure now from Eze. Goes backwards, safety in possession. Towards left hand side for Mbodji. Arsenal working hard. Dauman working hardest to win the ball back. Goes down with the challenge. Prague want a free kick for a handball, and that's the referee's given. It's a little bit unfortunate.
เอาเว้ยเตะมุมเว้ยเฮ้ย
Conversation with the captain Provod in regards to how best to create something from this opportunity. In the end, Champs come away, and Kusic will swing it in with his right boot towards the front post, headed clear by Gabriel. Dauman tries to get on the end of it. Provod, the captain, though, retrieves it. Backwards towards Markovic into the final few seconds of this one. Prague 0, Arsenal 3. A dominant display from Mikel Arteta's side after a slow start, a lively start for Slavia Prague, and still could have a chance of consolation as a shot comes in, deflected straight into the arms of David Raya. Which will be the last action you feel of the game.
Okay.
Another skirmish now, and yet another yellow card. This one is for
อะไรอีกอะเอาเหลืองไปเบาจิ
Raya
brings things to a close. A comfortable win.
เรียบร้อยครับเพื่อนอาร์เซนอลชนะ 3-0 แน่นอนครับเพื่อนอาร์เซนอลครับชนะ 3-0 นะครับได้ประตูแรกนะครับจากบูโยซาก้านะครับจุดโทษนะนาทีที่32มิเกลโมลิโน่ครับนาทีที่46แล้วก็ประตูที่2ของมิเกลโมลิโน่นาทีที่68นะครับทำให้จบเกมนะครับอาร์เซนอลเราชนะไป3ประตูต่อ0-0-0-0-0แน่นอนครับเพื่อนคือผมจะบอกอย่างนี้ว่าวันนี้อาร์เซนอลเราไม่ได้เล่นดีมากเท่าที่ควรเท่าไหร่นะคือพูดจริงเราไม่ได้เล่นดีมากขนาดนั้นนะแต่เราได้ประตูจากจุดโทษใช่ไหมแล้วก็โอเพนเพย์2ลูกนะครับเป็นลูกยิงแล้วก็ลูกมงนะเพื่อนแต่ถือว่าถึงแม้ว่าจะเล่นไม่ดีมากเท่าที่ควรแต่เราก็ยังชนะ 3-0 ผมว่าโอเคแล้วไม่ต้องมาคิดมากหรอกเพื่อนมันเกมแล้วตัวสำรองเราทั้งทีมเกือบทั้งทีมอ่ะเพื่อนใช่ไหมมีเซตกองหลังถ้าแบ็กซ้ายคาราฟิลลี่ลงก็คือตัวจริงเลยใช่ไหมครับกองกลางก็มีดีแค่ไลท์ตัวจริงคนเดียวที่เป็นตัวจริงกองหน้าก็มีซาก้าคอสซาอย่างเงี้ยครับโยเคเลสไม่ได้ลงนะครับก็ประมาณนี้นะครับ 3-0 เดี๋ยวเรามาดูนะเพื่อนๆมาดูรายละเอียดจบเกมสักแป๊บหนึ่งนะเดี๋ยวเราคุยกันนะครับก็แมนออฟเดอะแมตช์นะครับเป็นมิเกล เรโน่นะแน่นอนโถยิงไป2ลูกแมนออฟเดอะแมตช์แน่นอนดูสถิตินะเพื่อนทั้ง2ครึ่งเลยนะครับอาร์เซนอลวันนี้นะครองบอลไป 57% นะครับสลาเวียปาร์ค 43% ค่า XG นะของอาร์เซนอลนี่ 1.78 ของสลาเวียปาร์คนี่ 0.46 นะครับโอกาสยิงของสลาเวียปาร์คนะครับ9ครั้งเข้ากรอบครั้งเดียวนะครับส่วนอาร์เซนอลนะครับโอกาสยิงทั้งหมด14ครั้งนะเข้ากรอบไปถึง8ครั้งนะอัตราการผ่านบอลนะครับอาร์เซนอลผ่านบอลสำเร็จเนี่ยครับตามหัวเกณฑ์ดูทรงวันนี้อาร์เซนอลจ่ายเสียเยอะปกติอาร์เซนอลจะจ่ายบอลความแม่นยำในการจ่ายบอลนี่ 85% ขึ้นอยู่แล้วแต่นัดนี้ได้80ซาลาวีปาร์คนี่ผ่านบอลสำเร็จแค่ 72% เองนะครับเตะมุมอาร์เซนอลเตะไป7ครั้งวันนี้ซาลาวีปาร์คฟาวไปถึง24ครั้งใบเหลืองกันว่อนเลยนะไม่ว่ากระทั่งของอาร์เซนอลหรือว่าของซาลาเวียปาร์คครับเนี่ยอาร์เซนอลโดนไป4ใบซาลาเวียปาร์คโดนไป3ใบครับเพื่อนๆก็ประมาณนี้เพื่อนๆดูสถิตินะของมิเกล เรโน่เนี่ยค่า XG นี่ 0.55 นะครับแต่กดไป2ลูกของบูโยซาก้านี่ค่า XG นะครับ 0.92 แต่ได้ไป1ลูกนะครับก็ประมาณนี้เพื่อนๆเนี่ยครับคนที่ยิงตรงกรอบแบบ 100% คือมิเกล เรโน่มีโอกาสยิง2ครั้งได้2ประตูเลยเพื่อน 100% เลยนะบูโยซาก้ามีโอกาสยิงทั้งหมด6ครั้งเข้ากรอบไป5นะครับได้1ประตูเนี่ยครับการสัมผัสบอลในกรอบตรงข้ามนะครับของมิเกล เรโน่นี่5ครั้งแล้วก็บูโยซาก้านะครับ8ครั้งทอซา7ครั้งเนี่ยครับเพราะประมาณนี้สถิติก็ไม่มีอะไรมากลายาวันนี้ได้เซฟไหมเซฟไปครั้งเดียวลายาเซฟไป1ครั้งนะครับเพื่อนๆก็ประมาณนี้ไม่ได้มีอะไรมากสถิติต่างๆก็ประมาณนี้แต่ครึ่งหลังอาร์เซนอลมาเนี่ยถ้าดูสถิติครึ่งหลังอย่างเดียวอาร์เซนอลมีโอกาสยิงแค่3ครั้งนะคือครึ่งหลังมาอาร์เซนอลดูเน้นเลยคือมารับแล้วก็สวนแล้วก็ได้ประตูนะ2ลูกนะเพื่อนๆคือครึ่งหลังอาร์เซนอลเนี่ยโอกาสยิง3ครั้งเข้ากรอบ3ครั้งได้2ลูก2ได้2ประตูเลยถือว่าสุดยอดครับวันนี้อาร์เซนอลอาจจะไม่ได้ผลงานโดยรวมนะอาจจะไม่ได้ดีเท่าที่ควรแต่เราก็เก็บผลได้คือเราก็บอกอยู่แล้วว่าทีมเรามาเพื่อคว้าแชมป์มาเพื่อนนัดไหนที่เราเล่นไม่ดีแต่เราเก็บผลได้ผมว่ามันเป็นอะไรที่มัน เพอร์เฟกต์อยู่แล้วล่ะเพอร์เฟกต์อยู่แล้วนะครับเดี๋ยวเรามาดูตารางคะแนนนะครับตอนนี้อาร์เซนอลแข่ง4นัดนะครับชนะ4นะครับยิง11ลูกนะประตูได้เสียบวก11ยังไม่เสียประตูเลยนะครับแม้แต่ลูกเดียวแล้วก็เป็นทีมเดียวด้วยนะครับเพื่อนๆในยูฟ่าแชมเปี้ยนลีกที่ยังไม่เสียประตูเลยนะครับ มีโรมาริดเสียไปลูกหนึ่งนะครับ เนี่ยเป็นอาร์เซนอลนะครับทีมเดียวพูดผิดขออภัยครับเพื่อนๆเป็น2ทีมนะครับที่ยังไม่เสียประตูก็คืออินเตอร์มิลานกับอาร์เซนอลนะครับเพื่อนๆนะเดี๋ยวเรามามีไลฟ์คู่ต่อไปนะเนี่ยขออภัยครับอาร์เซนอลนะครับจะอยู่ที่1นะแข่ง มี12คะแนนเลยครับชนะมา4นัดรวดนัดต่อไปอาร์เซนอลเจอบาเยิร์นมิวนิกนะครับเพื่อนๆแล้วก็ต้องดูนัดนี้ปารีสเจอบาเยิร์นด้วยวันนี้มีคู่น่าสนใจกันเยอะเลยอ่ะเดี๋ยวเรามาดูก็ได้เพื่อนๆเดี๋ยวเรามาดูช่วงตี 3เนี่ยครับช่วงตี 3นาโปลีเจอแฟรงก์เฟิร์ตแอตเลติโกมาดริดเจอยูนิโอนะครับแล้วก็โมโนกิมเจอโมนาโกยูเวนตุสเจอสปอร์ติ้งลิเวอร์พูลเจอมาดริดโอลิมเปียกอสนะครับเจอ PSV แล้วก็ปารีสนะครับเจอบาเยิร์นแล้วก็สเปอร์เจอโคปาเนเกนนะครับก็ประมาณนี้ไม่ได้มีอะไรมากวันนี้สำหรับนะเดี๋ยวเราดูตอนตี 3นะเดี๋ยวเรามาดูคู่ไอ้นี่กันคู่ลิเวอร์พูลกับเดี๋ยวมาดริดนะวันนี้ไปก่อนเดี๋ยวผมขอแยกเข้าห้องน้ำเลยเดี๋ยวกลับมานะครับขอเวลาไปพัก5 นาทีเดี๋ยวมาขอแยกล้างหน้าล้างตาแล้วก็เดี๋ยวกลับมาเจอกันนะครับเพื่อนๆวันนี้ขอบคุณมากแฟนอาร์เซนอลถึงแม้คนดูจะน้อยก็ไม่เป็นไรผมช่องมันโดนปิดกั้นเพื่อนๆผมเข้าใจช่องมันโดนปิดกั้นก็เดี๋ยวเราทำไปเรื่อยทุกวันแล้วกันเดี๋ยว YouTube อัลกอริทึมก็กลับมาดันคลิปเราเองนะครับเพื่อนๆก็ฝากด้วยฝากเพื่อนกดไลค์กดแชร์ฝากกดติดตามให้ด้วยนะครับก็เดี๋ยวเราเจอกันใหม่วันนี้ไปก่อนนะครับเพื่อนๆใครที่จะนอนแล้วฝันดีนะครับใครที่ยังไม่นอนเดี๋ยวกลับมาดูคู่มาดริดกับลิเวอร์พูลนะครับวันนี้ไปก่อนบ๊ายบายจุ๊บ